Nation Racing Association featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They rock the NASRA network. That Biggles cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta. It is racing at Talladega. Never turn right. Ooh, go baby, go. Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening. Oh dear, let's go racing. Cody not with all the graphics. Jeff Merck pulling all the facial reactions.
Good Sunday morning, and welcome to a very historic day for the North American Sim Racing Association. We welcome you to the inaugural running of virtual endurance man and machine from the open wheels at the greatest spectacle in virtual racing at the world's greatest race course to later on this afternoon. 600 miles with the old 87 Cup cars, the 358 cubic inch engines. We welcome you to the NASRA 1100. And this is the opening race of the day, the inaugural ServPro NASRA Indy 500. I am Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves alongside the Redneck announcer. We're about ready to introduce the starting lineup in just a moment. Jacob, how excited are you for this day as we're just moments away from coming back to green at the Yard of Bricks?
Well, Wesley, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, I am absolutely pumped up for this. I mean, you talked about it. Very historic day for the North American Sim Racing Association. Two big races. Literally, we're trying to pull a Memorial Day 1100 right here out of all this, and I think we're going to be in for a hell of a show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to take a look at the starting lineup as Hamilton Akabenzi will be on the pole with Matthew Wood to the outside, and they're going to wave off the start. I've just been informed from race control. Jackson Bice and Facundo Ardosi will be on the outside. Octavio Rondoletto, Isaac Bevan, row 3. Austin Green, Tristan Bruce, Cameron Craighead, Kyler Wynn from Canada. Your first 5 rows. Add Aaron Smith and the Butcher, Latoro Lamperti to the mix as well.
And George Jones going to roll off from P13 while Michael Barksdale will be rolling off right beside him in row number 7 from P14. Cole Larson, the young kid, on the Monday DSR Electric Truck Series. He's going to be rolling off P15 with Gerald Poole rolling off P16. Brian Pinal and J.D. Larson, Cole Larson's dad, will be rolling off from P18. Shane Trotter and Christian McCreely will end up being in the row number 10 spots. Ivan Lindurzo will be in 21st. But how about this? Coke driver Malik Ray rolling off here in P22. Brian Chew and Christopher McCullough will make up the top 24.
Rest of the lineup will find the drivers of Brady LaBeouf and Andrew Harris, followed by Nick Sipple. Then it's going to be Michael Wingo and Huck Wigginton. There's a couple of spots shy of 33, but man, we're ready for an historic day. Bottom right of your broadcast feed, there's the information for the inaugural ServPro NASRA Indy 500. It's going to be 500 miles, 200 laps on the 2.5-mile race course that is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They'll be given 8 sets of tires, 1 fast repair, 1 mulligan if need be. 100% fuel capacity, between 35 to 45 laps on a fuel run. The track state, great conditions. We'll give you the weather in a moment. 3 attempts at overtime if need be. It is just in the afternoon to the drop of the green flag. We're excited for this one. Are you ready for it, everybody? Let us know where you're tuning in. We're getting ready for a fun day with NASRA. 500 miles at Indianapolis, 600 miles coming up later on this afternoon at Charlotte. But Jacob Reeves, again, this is the first time ever open wheel under the NASRA sanction and body, and we're about to come to green.
Yeah, I mean, and we're fixing to see some serious speed out of these bad boys, obviously, with these Dallara IR18 Chevrolet models out of these right here. We will be seeing speeds in excess of over 230 miles an hour. You talked about it right there with that fuel window of all the way up at 100 on the fuel capacity. It's going to be between 40 to 45 laps of when they're going to be making that pit stop, and we're ready to go.
David Wood from NASRA meets Hamilton Akabuzi on the front row. The inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500 is underway. It's time to bring the action at the world's greatest race course.
Akabuzi going to slide right out there at the front. MDW back here. He has got all kinds of chaos behind him. Jackson Bice back here. Arduzzi back here as well. Bice gets out of the gas, lifts. He will jump back into the 4th spot. Check it out. MDW, the weatherman, dives down to the inside in turn 3 for the lead.
It's Matthew David Wood on the inside, sporting the colors of the U.S. Navy, the gold and the bright yellow blue, working off of turn 4 down the 5/8 mile front straightaway. We got 1 lap in. There's 199 to go, and it is MDW leading them into turn number 1.
We're down on the inside. Akabuzi right behind him. Then you got Arduzzo right behind them. Jackson Bice, Isaac Bevan up here, the top 5 as they roll coming off of turn number 2. Wood still got the advantage. You're going to be watching these guys a lot. As of right now, nobody doing that snaky draft like you usually see, Wesley Allen. But I think everybody's just content to ride.
They got a crash. Trouble car in the wall. It's Octavio Rondoletto, driver of the number 8 machine from Rio Catoro, Argentina. The bike 500 entry has ached the wall hard. A lot of rear wing damage and a whole bunch of other damages. He is now crab walking away from the scene in turn number 1 and 2. Look at the Firehawk wheel on the right front completely severed, and it's wobbling.
And Octavio, obviously one of the big contenders that we had last season for the Blanchard Towing Xfinity series that you will see right here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Pulse Poppers Instant Replay. The showman, Octavio Rondoletto. There's Craighead right behind him.
Wow.
Damn.
Man, I don't know. He didn't lift. I don't think he lifted.
No, I have no idea. I think that might be an ARCA brake right there on Octavio. And that's something you really don't want to have to do is burn a faster pair before the first 5 laps are over with here.
Caution out here in the early going of this one. Let's bring you now on another replay. Look at Craighead, did not lift, and the showman bringing out the showman's first caution in the virtual NASRA Indy 500. Craighead's car, again, let's go on board with him from another angle. By the way, Biggles Dean Hopton on production for the NASRA 1100. Check this out again. Whoa, actually, from that angle, Rondoletto in the wall. Craighead had nothing to do but to check up.
Yeah, I mean, there for a second, I mean, the way that it looked when we had that overview camera like you were talking about, Wesley, it kind of looked like Craighead just ARCA braked him and just ran right into him. But at that point right there, it looked like Rondoletto might have got up into the wall a little bit and it slowed it down like you were talking about. And Craighead had nowhere else to go. I mean, just these Indy cars, you got to think fast. You got to think very, very fast. It's literally blink of an eye stuff that you got to be able to be ready for here with these Indy cars.
Certainly tells a different story as drivers are already coming down to the pit lane and boxing 4 tires and fuel. Pit stops will be very, very quickly. Hey, let's bring you inside the broadcast booth real quickly as we welcome you to our coverage. I'm Wesley Outland. Jacob Reeves is alongside Dean Hopton. He better unveil himself before the end of the night. That's all I got to say. Have you got your remedies, right? You've got your Red Bull. Have you got your Dr. Pepper? Jacob Reeves, are we ready for an historic NASRA 1100? Good morning to you, buddy, down in Georgia.
Good morning, Wesley Allen, buddy. I got to tell you, I mean, I got the cold beer ready, but that'll be for when the 600 is later on this evening at around 4 o'clock. But buddy, I mean, I'm absolutely pumped. I mean, we had a lot of success earlier this year. You know, when we had the NASRA 500 at Daytona, and then everybody was like, "Well, is there going to be another one? Is there going to be another one?" And obviously, the powers that be, Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott, said, "You know what? Let's make another one right here. Let's do this NASRA 1100 style." And I got to tell you right now, I mean, I'm pumped up. I mean, I'm pumped up.
Yeah.
I know it's 11 o'clock right here in Georgia time, but you would not believe how pumped up I am to get this bad boy going and see who's going to be the inaugural champions of our version of the Indy 500 and the Coke 600.
And we are going to step away and take one quick break. When we come back, a restart from Indy. And actually, no, I'm being told they're coming back to the green flag. So we go back to on-track action. We're ready to bring them back for the restart, actually, as our first caution flag presented by ServPro. By the way, fire, water cleanup, and restoration. ServPro can make anything completely restored look brand new again. Matthew David Wood, NASRA regular, a former champion of NASRA for the C.O.P.S Truck Series. And right now, Jacob, he is leading the way of Akabuzi, Adruzi, Vice, and Bevan, the top 5 here in the early going.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, Wesley, I think that's where you really want to be, because I took a couple of test laps in these Dallara IR18 Indy cars right here. I took a couple of test laps. And you got to be careful when you're in the draft, because the arrow on these cars, you get behind them or you get behind somebody, you will get arrow tied.
Sure.
Bad. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's worse than the next gen car.
Look at the weather. Look at the weather. That's going to really be key here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. With the wind and the air temp, the track temp, as high as it is right now, it's up at 109. That's not cool. That's not scorching hot, but right here at the noontime, it's going to get hotter as the day goes long, and that's just going to make it more slippery out there.
I'm understanding they have waved off the restart. That will let us step away. More from Indy and the NASRA ServPro Indy 500 just getting started at the world's greatest race course. We take a break.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at the NASRA ServPro Indy 500, coverage continues of the NASRA 1100 later this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Time in Charlotte, and the Florida Cabinet Distributor 600. That'll be coming up here. But right now, the open wheel cars ready with Wood and Akabuzi on the front row, ready to work their way out of that final short chute. Heading down from the short chute, 8th mile down to the quarter mile in turn number 4. They'll make their way back down to the long 5/8 mile front straightaway. Great back in the air of the Indy 500. We're back into turn number 1, and it's MDW holding off the cavalry into the corner.
Wood exactly where he wants to be up there in that clean air, but right behind him, Akabuzi now getting a little bit of a shot right there from Jackson Bias down to the inside. It's Arduso down there. Oh, Bias tried to get up on the top side, but the hole closed up quick. Now Arduso trying to jump down to the inside of Akabuzi. Wood still has the lead going into turn 3.
West end of the speedway through the short chute now, heading into the quarter mile into turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, heading to the yard of bricks. It's MDW. That's Matthew David Wood. He leads the way. Akabuzi, Arduzzi, Bice, first. They get single file, but it won't be for long into turn number 1, Jacob.
Yeah, sounds like a hell of a law firm. And on the outside, Jackson Bice basically just muscles his way, put it on the floor, and took it all the way to third. Take Jackson Bice up to third. Now he'll go after Akabuzi. Akabuzi trying to get the draft off MDW as they work their way down into turn 3 once again.
Jackson Bice right there on board with him just a moment ago as he starts to make his climb on Akabuzi. Akabuzi now knows he's there. Akabuzi now climbs in on MDW, the U.S. Navy entry. He wheels and deals and works his way, slithering down the yard of bricks, heading past the pagoda and the scoring pylon. We're top 5 single file heading to turn number 1.
Round and round and round we go. Where they're going to stop, nobody knows. MDW still with the lead. Akabuzi still holding on to second. Back there, sitting about the 7th spot, Kyler Wynn, who won the NASRA 500 earlier on this year. He's trying to make some moves as well. Still battling with Nick Simple as MDW still leads.
IndyCar, a single-seat, open cockpit, open-wheel race car specifically designed for the Indy cars and North America's premier open-wheel series. Purpose-built race cars with distinct characteristics like the front rear wing and the prominent airbox, and we're going to talk about that all day long. Right now, we're single file. It's MDW leading to turn number 1.
And there you see Tristan Bruce, obviously one of the big heavy hitters that you will see on the Friday Night Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series. Tristan Bruce up here trying to make some noise as well. Up front, MDW, Akabuzi, they have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Jackson Bice up here as well. Arduso and Isaac Bevan, the top 5 as they work their way in 3 and 4.
Now Akabuzi right now trying to hold off the likes of Bice, Arduzzi, as well as Devin. Well, watch Bevan, I meant to say. It's George Chu gets really wicked sideways, working his way off of turn number 4. What a save. And now we begin to sneak and slither our way like snakes, going down in the kaleidoscope of colors to turn number 1.
Akabuzi in bad trouble. Here comes Jackson Bice at 33. He's going to jump around on the outside. Akabuzi will lift out of the gas. Take Jackson Bice up to second. Akabuzi will go back to third. Arduso back here as well. Bice is going for the lead in turn 3, and he'll take it.
I will take the top spot. That's Jackson Bice from Wetumpka, Alabama. The WLDC entry leads that Indy, and it's a new lead change as they cross the yard of bricks. Coming down into turn number 1, it's Bice, the 33 leading.
One of the Yellow Hammer boys out here, one of the redneck boys, I guess you could say, from Alabama, will lead here for the ServPro Indy 500. MDW gets kicked back to second. Akabuzi, Arduso still trying to get the draft and carry up as well for the most part. Top 5, single file. Here comes Nick Simple. He's trying to go after Isaac Bevan back there in the back as well.
Now the thing that's happening is we watch all of this happening up 21 spots, by the way, for Nick Simple. Starting 27th, he's up to 6th. He's working now on the back end wing of Bevan to clinch the top 5. Meanwhile, we're single file as they fly by. Here comes Simple to the inside. He'll make a move on Bevan for the 5th spot as they go into turn number 1.
Yeah, Bevan is basically at a disadvantage now. Simple gets hot. He slid up, almost took out Bevan. They may open the door for Tristan Bruce right behind him. Simple literally put all the chips in and literally went all in right there. It did not pay off for him. Arduzzi and Akabuzi, now they're going after it for the 3rd spot as here we go with MDW trying to go after Jackson Bice for the lead.
All this happening now on lap number 12 of 200. By the way, 2.5 miles the distance here at Indy. 40 laps will make up 100 miles. They got 5 times to get it done. It's a long way to go as here comes the move. 2 for 1 on the inside as there's a big battle in the top 5 going to 1. Wow, that was Arduzzi going for that spot.
Yeah, and Wesley, you got to think. I mean, granted, these guys, they have that one fast repair to their advantage. And this racing up here is absolutely fantastic, seeing the traps, seeing the speeds and everything that these guys are going through. But at the same time, you got to wonder if maybe they're just getting a little bit too aggressive. They don't want to have to burn that fast repair early like Octavio had to do.
Definitely Rondoletto, our buddy, having issues there from Argentina where he crashed. And obviously, again, you don't want to use that fast repair in the early going. We're already working our way back into turn number one. Arduzzi now battles Spice for the lead in the short shoot.
Yeah, I mean, and he will straight up take it. Jackson Bice, who was on a rampage, was able to jump up there, get around MDW, take the lead. Now Bice is basically at a disadvantage. He'll go back to second, or do so. He will go to the lead. Bice thinks different. He wants it back, and he's going to take it going into three.
Bice wants that top spot back. Here he comes, making his move. Jackson Bice, the Alabama driver, now back to the lead. Arduzzi back to second. It's Matthew David Wood, Akabuzi, and Simple, the top five. We're single file as they work down the front straightaway. 15 in of 200. There's a battle for the lead going to turn one.
Yeah, they are literally flip-flopping this bad boy back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with Arduzzo and Jackson Bice just going at it, throwing haymakers early on as we got a ServPro caution.
Shane Trotter with a problem. And the caution will come out here. Big damage on Shane Trotter from Asheboro, North Carolina. Caution out for the second time here at the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. This is a ServPro caution as well. Here's a replay. And Shane Trotter just losing control. Both left and front wheels badly damaged. Front wing badly damaged. As we see a replay again here. Oh, just overdrove the corner.
Just snapped loose right there, Wesley. I mean, just out of nowhere. I mean, honestly, I mean, it looked like that just kind of came out of nowhere. It might have shocked Shane Trotter a little bit with just how loose he got and just the drive coming off of the corner. So Shane Trotter, he's going to have to burn him a fast repair early on here in this bad boy right here at lap 17 of 200. You hate to see that for Shane Trotter.
Will we see people box? The answer, I think, is going to be yes. But right now, here's a race recap as we're closing in on about 50 miles into this race now. It is Facundo Arduzzi. Facundo Arduzzo leading the way. Facundo Arduzzo leading the way over Bice, Wood, Akabuzi, Sipple, and Bevan right now, your top five. And currently, what a job by Arduzzo right now leading this thing as you're looking on board with him in the number 23.
Yeah, absolutely, Wesley. I mean, Arduzzo and Jackson Bice, they were really showing that they're trying to sit there and say that we are the top dogs here in this. I mean, they were throwing haymakers back and forth, like I was saying. Jackson Bice, he'd lead. Arduzzo, he'd lead for a little bit. I expect to see everybody jump down pit road just like they're doing right here. 4 fresh tires, or 4 freshies, that's to say, and fill it up. Check it out right here. We got a couple of them actually standing out trying to get a little TV time right there. Not sure exactly who those people was, but, this is normal. Everybody's going to jump down. You want to, every chance that you can, under caution, to jump down pit road, get you 4 freshies, fill it up full of fuel, because you don't want to do it under green unless you have to.
Yeah, by the way, obviously, the Dallara IR18 is what these drivers are using. It's the better aero kit, emphasizing driver skill and strategy over the technical differences between the teams. And, you talk about these engines, and these Chevrolet Dallara engines are putting out about 500 to 700 horsepower. That's the equivalent of almost 230 plus miles an hour. As right now, you see pit time cut that in half compared to what we'll see at Charlotte coming up later tonight with the Cup cars and the NASRA Florida Distributors, Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600. These guys can make quick pit stops as Jackson Bice uses that to his advantage after boxing out, back on track. He is the man back out in front and leads the way. The driver, of course, out of Wetumpka, Alabama in the WLDC entry. As we bring you back inside the broadcast booth, I'm just studying, looking over some of the notes. This is pretty dang exciting, Jacob. I'm loving these Indy cars on NASRA.
Yeah, I I mean, this is pretty wild. I mean, to see these guys up here making these moves at well over 200 miles an hour, and just to see the aggressiveness out of Jackson Bice and Arduzo very, very early on in this race. MDW, he got a little, I guess you could say, aggressive right there at the start. He took the lead, and after that, he kind of calmed down. Arduzo and Jackson Bice, they said, screw this, we're going for it. But how about Nick Sipple? We talked about him a while ago. He started 27th. He was up there trying to get inside the top 5 as well. So I think a lot of people right here early on in this, they're trying to feel the cars out, feel the track out, but at the same time, they're trying to announce their presence with authority. Shout out to the Bull Durham TV movie or baseball movie. But I think that's what these guys are trying to do. A lot of people have different agendas as well.
And I'll tell you what, I think we are seeing some drivers really, really be aggressive now as we go back to on-track activity here. Of course, wrapping up our second ServPro caution. They're getting ready for a restart. But, you think of Bice and Akabuzi, Andruzo. Man, I think of Sipple. Think of Sipple. Sipple started the race in 27th. The man out of Goobertown, Arkansas. You can't make this up from Razorback Nation. The Lost Horizon GTCR Motorsports entry, 75, is up to second. He has flown through the field.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think he done that one actually on purpose. He did not even turn. He didn't even turn a qualified lap. Nick Sipple probably said, "You know what? I want to start at the back. I want to try to see if I can duck and dodge some of this chaos." And at that point, he finally I guess he had that Dale Jr. mentality. He just wanted to pass cars because I guess it's a little bit more funner than starting up there at the front.
Big thanks to everybody joining us in the broadcast chat. Please like and subscribe if you've not done so, as we still have a long way to go in the inaugural NASRA 1100. Coming up later tonight, we're going 600 miles with the 87 Gen 3 Cup cars at Charlotte. Meanwhile, across the yard and brings the green flag flies. Jackson Bice flings them down into turn number 1.
Boy, Nick Sipple just damn near got run over by Akabuzi. Akabuzi about nailed him right in the back end, but Sipple's going to be able to hold on to that second spot. Nick Sipple started 27th. He's trying to get some draft off Jackson Bice, possibly go for the lead going into turn 3. Will he make that advantage? Will he take the shot? He thinks different. He'll back away as Jackson Bice leads him in 3.
Nose to tail, wing to wing, from the front to the rear. Right now, there is Nick Sipple, the Eagle 75. When will the man from Arkansas make his move on Alabama? It's Razorbacks. It's Crimson Tide. They're going at it here. He pulls to the inside and makes the battle for the lead in turn number 1.
27th all the way to the lead. Nick Sipple leads here for the ServPro Indy 500. Jackson Bice gets kicked back to second, and Sipple literally took it. He wanted it. He went up there. He got the lead. He took it. We got another caution.
They're crashing behind them. Michael Barksdale and others, including Michael Wingo. And the caution out here again. Wow. 3-car accident. Here's a look at a replay.
See what happens right here with Barksdale and Harris. There's Harris. Oh, Barksdale just gets up under the fence. Harris hits him. Nowhere for Harris to go. And literally all 4 wheels of Andrew Harris's number 87 Delara R18 get up in the air. Hate to see that for Andrew Harris. Once again, we look. Barksdale hits the wall. Harris nowhere else to go, and literally just up in the air. Luckily, if he was going any faster right there, Wesley, Aaron would have got up under that car and he would have went over. But luckily, he didn't flip all over the place, but he'll have to burn a faster pair.
And by the way, I love the interaction. Thank you so much. You people are always welcome to interact with us, and I'm understanding that Arduzo is, of course, a pro iRacing driver, and Arduzo is a pro racing driver from Argentina. He races in the same series with Canapino. Michael Wingo and others going around. Wow, my goodness. And I guess everything I just said went out the window. Like, wow.
Wait.
Thank you, Ramiro Rodriguez. You were not ignored. My colleagues were just ignoring me, but thank you for giving us the information on that. So. Michael Barksdale, Michael Wingo, and I believe it was the other car of it didn't pick up on my end. I don't know. But look, we cover a lot of trucks and Cup cars, Xfinity and whatnot on the NASRA circuit. But I'll tell you what though, Jacob, the likeness of these Dallara Indy cars on iRacing is just absolutely phenomenal as well to check out. More boxing going on Pit Road.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and folks, I encourage you, if you have, a subscription to iRacing and you are able to get on here and run in these Dallara IR18s, I very much encourage you to go ahead and jump in your sim rig and try these bad boys out. Get you a couple laps here at Indy, and you will experience the speed and the power that these guys are experiencing here tonight for the ServPro Indy 500. Because I'm telling you, we could sit here all day long. Obviously people will sit here and say this is a sim, video game, whatever. Get in your sim rig, go out there and try to hit 230 miles an hour in the draft in these things, and I bet you will be 100% surprised, because it is not an easy feat. Tightness, the aero, the speed, all that, it is not easy out here for these guys.
Hey, by the way, want to let you know we're also simulcasting on the NASRA 360 Racing Network as well as on the Community Radio Network. Do you see this right there? Go to wearecrn.com. Very simple. Wearecrn.com. It's already been advertised for all day long, all week long for that matter. Click on this, click on that, click on here. Okay, I went a little too far. There you have it. And there's the coverage. There's the coverage of the race. Make sure I don't open up something I don't need to open up in my phone, Jacob. So there you go. Jacob, we're in for a long day with our producer in the background. That's all I got to tell you. Oh, my goodness. Hey, by the way, we mentioned the track temp at 113 degrees. It is 77 degrees in the virtual sim temp. That's the air temperature. 45 Celsius. There's a wind speed of the northeast from 4 miles an hour, 7 kilometers. And it is cloudy, but the sun poking back out. And just as much as we talk about that with the fender cars. Thank you, Nick Sipple. So it's Sipple. Nick Sipple. So Nick Sipple, it's not Sipple. My apologies. We're from the South. We kind of come up with last names pretty damn easy. So it's Sipple. Sipple. Yeah, I'm trying to make an adjustment here on my announce. I wish I told Brady and Cody we shouldn't use damn pronunciations on people's names, but anyhow, Sipple. Thank you, Joe Sipple, for telling me that, my friend. I appreciate it. The man out of Ubertown, Arkansas, Lost Horizon 75, ready to bring us back to green. Don't forget, later on this afternoon, it is the inaugural NASRA Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600 at Charlotte. As we go back to green here. Look at this. 2, 3 wide as they head back to the short chute in turn number 1.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you, Nick Sipple, boy, he did not get a good restart. Jackson Bias and Arduso, they got a fantastic restart. Sipple looked like he might have got caught sleeping. He was the leader trying to go to the line. Now he's going to end up probably losing about 3 spots as Akabuzi will dive down to the inside, and here comes the 82 of Kyler Wynn.
Remember Arduso right there in that second spot, and keep an eye on Craighead, the man out of Virginia, the Race Labs entry for Cavalier Racing. He has now moved to the number 2 position, or 3rd for that matter. He's battling for 2nd. Well, that goes on. Vice Watch is on, and Sipple falls back to the top 5. We got one in the wall. Oh, Craighead almost hit the wall in turn number 2.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him majorly, as now Akabuzi's going to get that draft after Craighead got up into the wall. Nick Sipple back there as well, trying to battle as well. Tristan Bruce down to his inside. Battles all over the place. Arduso to the lead. He'll go around Jackson Bias.
Artuso now goes to the top spot. It's Vice right there in the second. Craighead, Akabuzi, Seipel, the new top five. Behind those drivers, Bruce Wynn, Bevan Lamperti, Jewel in the top 10, and they're racing in a nice little battle going to turn one.
And you know, Jackson Bice, he will jump back around Arduso. He will go back to the lead. Both of these guys, I talked about it earlier on, West Allen, back and forth, back and forth. That's what they're doing up here, just swapping the lead out. And Craighead just tried to hold on to that third spot with Akabuzi right behind him. Seipel, Tristan Bruce, Kyler Wynn, Isaac Bevan, and the Butcher, Latero, Lamperti with George Jewell, the top 10 through 3 and 4.
Hamilton, Akabuzi in the second spot. Now back to fourth. Keeping an eye on the front runners as they work their way. Well, on lap number 40, which will be 100 miles in to the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. We'll give you a full foot run. We got one in the wall. Trouble. Oh, crashing. Bevan's in the wall. He literally about scattered and slithered his way through the rest of the pack. They missed Isaac Bevan. Isaac Bevan damaged and on the back of the back straightaway.
Oh, baby, you hate to see that right there for Isaac Bevan. Might have got a little bit in a bad spot when Lamperti was down on his inside. Bevan in big-time trouble. He will end up having to go down pit road, but up front, Jackson Bice still has the lead. Arduso, he may be under fire. Here comes Craighead down to the inside. Bice jumps down the block, but Craighead will go to second.
And big thanks to GTCR Motorsports for Cavalier Racing's daddy since we started. Get it done 75. That's coming from Garrett Caswell. Meanwhile, Alabama's Jackson Bice up in front again over Craighead. Arduzzi, Akabuzi, Seipel, top five, and they're all now working single file. Someone break out a line. They're headed to the west end of the short chute.
Yeah, and you're riding on board with Nick Seipel, obviously one of the biggest movers, if not the biggest mover. Here in the field, started 27, and Seipel all the way up here inside the top 10, just almost fixing to crack inside the top 5, as that is exactly where he's at. Watch out, Tristan Bruce right behind him. Bruce thought about it, got out of the gas. Seipel about right over Akabuzi. Wynn, Lamperti, they all had to get out of the gas. Lamperti losing a little bit of ground, but up front, Bice still has it. Craighead tried to run it down, and then it is a straight-up dogfight back there for the third spot.
The word dogfight used a lot in the cliche of the great movies Top Gun. A dogfight definitely is now a two-car tandem from the left to the right rear wing heats up. From nose to tail, it's like Craighead, Arduzzi, Akabuzi, Seipel, their top 5 working on 4.
Oh, boy. Got to jump down and put the block on Craighead. Craighead able to literally fake him out, went to the inside. Bice went down there. Craighead jumped up. Now Bice goes around him on the outside, throwing haymakers just like Bice and Arduso was doing a while ago. Now Craighead's joining into the fight.
What a move by Bice now. Craighead right there in sight. He'll have to reset, reshuffle. Here comes a battle now. Akabuzi and Seipel. They battle side by side. Correction. It's Seipel and Tristan Bruce. Look at this. Right there, almost wheel to wheel, giving each other just mere inches below the white line as they're side by side out turn number 4. Seipel on the high side gets the spot.
You could not fit a piece of paper between both of those, Seipel and Tristan Bruce. Up front, Craighead and Bice, they're still back and forth, left and right, trying to slug it out. Seipel was able to jump around Tristan Bruce. Seipel will go back up to the 5th spot. Arduso and Akabuzi, they're smack dab in the middle of this. And once again, this is what I was talking about a while ago, West Allen, that snaky draft. Guys going from the top down to the bottom, trying to break the draft, so they ain't got nobody able to suck up to them and be able to get that launch and slingshot around them.
75 miles in to the invincible NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Here they come down, working across the yard of bricks. Remember to subscribe and like. Craighead now the new leader. The 48 from Trout, Virginia, leads him into turn number 1 in the short chute, heading to turn 2.
Craighead still trying to hold on. Jackson Bice actually looking like he got a little bit tight right there. Had to get out of the gas. Coming off 2, didn't want to pound in. There you see everybody from the top down to the bottom, back up to the top to make the quarter. Craighead leads the whole cavalry with Bice behind him, Arduso, Akabuzi, and Nick Seipel. Akabuzi trying to make a shot now over Arduso off turn 4.
let the snaking begin, if you will, as they work their way again across the stripe again for another lap at the yard and bricks. It is Craighead, it is Bikes, it is Arduzzi, Akabuzi, it is Seipel, the top five. We're single file, and things kind of calm down as they work into the short chute, heading to the back straightaway again.
Yeah, man, this is common right here, honestly, West Outlet. I got a feeling that unless some kind of chaos or all hell ends up breaking loose, this will be a long green flag run, which I think is what everybody wanted. Get the racing in, get the start, get the nerves, the butterflies, all of it out, and just settle in. Akabuzi thinking different. He'll try to go for third, kick Arduzo back to fourth, but still side by side. Whoa, that is a tough spot right there, coming off 4 and coming off 2. Even in these Delara IR18 Indy cars, West Outland, you come off the corners side by side. There's got to be some give and take. There's got to be some trust between you and the driver that you're racing, especially the one on the inside, because what on the inside, all he's got to do is just slide up just ever so much. He can get loose, slide up the track, and then both of you are done.
10 miles left until we're 100 miles into this one. By the way, you do the math, 165 laps to go when they come to the line. Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outland, Finkelstein, Hopkins, our buddy at 1 o'clock in the morning in Brisbane, Australia, showing the sights and sounds of the inaugural NASRA Indy ServPro 500. They're on the front straightaway. It's Craighead leading from Virginia. It is Bikes from Alabama. It's Akabuzi right behind him going to turn 1. He's from New Jersey into the corner. He's battling for second.
Yeah, I mean, Akabuzi trying to get up there, get around Jackson Bice, and maybe put some pressure on him. Craighead able to shoot up there, get away. He has the lead by over half a second right now with Bice and Akabuzi. They're going at it for that second spot. Arduzo back here as well. Akabuzi look to the outside, thinks different, jumps down, tried to fake out Jackson Bice. And Jackson Bice, remember, got faked out earlier on by Craighead to get around him. So Jackson Bice is getting faked out a lot here early on.
The P1 C.O.P.S entry from Jersey City, New Jersey for Fiercely Ford. Hamilton Akabuzi now to second, getting around Bice. Arduzo watching as Craighead leads him. There's a pass for that spot. That's going to be Bice around Arduzo for fourth on the back straightaway. Correction, that's third. And they're working from fifth to sixth gear as it's pushed to pass time.
Yeah, here comes Arduzo. He'll dive down to the inside. Jackson Bice up top. Arduzo had to get out of the gas. Didn't want to get tight and literally slam it right up into him. I'm telling you, these guys, and obviously we talked about the weather. We talked about the track temp. Track temp has skyrocketed. Get me a steak and put it on the track, son. 122 degrees is the track temp right now, and it's only going to get hotter. West Allen,
Do you realize
13 sim time, it's going to get hotter.
Do you realize that it literally just went up about another 10 degrees in the last 10 minutes since the last time we looked at the track conditions? Right now, Craighead, Akabuzi, they're 1 and 2. They're fighting for the lead as they work their way through the short chute on the west end of the speedway, the quarter mile into turn 4. Here they come down the 5/8 mile, front straightaway into this massive congregation, past the pagoda, past the yard of bricks and the scoring pylon. It's the 48 on the top at P1 heading to turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some heavy hitters up here with Cameron Craighead, Hamilton Akabuzi, Jackson Bice up here with Arduzo and Seipel. The top 5, they have been big hitters here in this race. But still, there is some heavy hitters that's in the field that we have not yet seen up here battling, as we see an Arduzo actually now in a battle with Jackson Bice. Arduzo goes to third, but we see there is some big heavy hitters still in this field, like the Butcher, Laturo Lamperti, Kyler Webb, the NASRA 500 winner earlier on this season, and Malik Ray, a Coke Series driver, in the field as well. I think it's still a long way to go and a short time to get there. Shout out to the late, great Jerry Reed. We got plenty of time to see some of these heavy hitters jump up there at the front.
You get a little eastbound and down here at the world's greatest race course, at the virtual greatest spectacle in racing. Hamilton Akabuzi closing in on Craighead. By the way, we're 100 miles down, 400 miles to go in the inaugural NASRA Indy ServPro 500. I think I got them all backwards, but he thank them all as they work off turn 4.
Absolutely. I mean, this is really going fast. This is fast paced right here, West Outland. About 40 seconds a lap, a little over 40 seconds a lap, I should say, that these guys are putting down right now. Is whoa! Check it out, Tristan Bruce right behind them. Big battle right there going on with Seipel, and Seipel actually got loose off of one. He is off the pace, but Tristan Bruce, that battling going on right there behind him. Whew, baby, somebody got loose. Seipel got sideways, almost got T-boned, and everybody's straightening out for the moment. But listen, that's what we talk about. These cars are just so damn on edge. You slip 1 minute, and you're lucky if you save it, and Seipel was able to save it right there.
And by the way, if you're joining us on the broadcast, thank you. Please like and subscribe. 100 miles in, 400 miles to go. I mean, hell, they've already put 5 miles behind them. We're on 105 miles of the race now. Let me emphasize, this is new to NASRA. This is new to us with open wheel coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Wesley Outland, lead anchor, chief announcer Jacob Reeves alongside Dean Hopton on production. And what a phenomenal show we're seeing. We're in awe ourselves of what a great spectacle this is with Craighead, Akabuzi, Arduzzo, Bice, and Bruce, the top 5. Keep an eye, by the way, on Linderoso. He is starting to climb up through the field. That goes on as they work across the yard at Bricks. Battle for the lead. Going to turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Linderoso back there. He started 21st. He's all the way up to 6th right now. But Akabuzi literally just hounded on Craighead right now. And obviously, Arduzzo back there, he is all by himself, sitting in the 3rd spot. Jackson Bice, Tristan Bruce back there as well. ServPro caution is out.
Caution out. We got a problem on in the short shoot. It's Austin Green. He's also a commentator with the Ghost Racing Network, and he puts us under our 4th caution of the race in the NASRA ServPro Indy 500, just after 100 miles. The man out of Melbourne, Florida for MMS. Here's the look at what happened to him on the short shoot heading to turn 4.
Snapped right there. I mean, just absolutely loses it right there coming off of turn number 1.
Turn 1, my apologies. My bad.
I was looking to see if maybe he might have shifted or something like that. You know, usually we see these IndyCar drivers maybe just shift going into the quarters, get the RPM,
man.
but he never done it. He never shifted, but he locks it down, barely tags the inside retaining wall. The 84 of Austin Green, good save. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. West Outland, because you think about it with some of these drivers, sometimes they're not thinking to just lock it down and just stop. Some actually think, well, I'm gonna gas it up and try to straighten it back out. I'm gonna try to save it. But Austin Green did not think that right there. Very, very experienced move right there. Just lock it down, take your lumps, and hopefully you don't hit the wall too damn hard.
It's Austin Green from Melbourne, Florida. He's our buddy from the Ghost Racing Network. We've done some races with him in the past, and it's always great to see different iRacing leagues and groups come together and show their support as well. Let's grab a word with the man that currently leads the way at the end of the first 100 miles, the driver, of course, of Craighead from Virginia. It's the broadcast booth. He's going to make a quick pit stop. It'll be very fast, less than 10 seconds or less than that. And we'll get a thoughts of him right now as Akabuzi will now be shown as the new leader. But Craighead, you led the first 100 miles. Are you having fun here at Indy?
Yeah, I'm having a blast out here. These cars are super fun to drive, and I'm having a good time racing with all these guys out here.
Oh, my goodness, Cameron, you sound so young. How old are you, my friend?
I'm 16. I'm about to turn 17, but I have a really young voice.
I got you. Well, you have a really good voice as well. But what's the race been like the first 100 miles? Has it been a typical virtual Indy 500 race, you think?
Well, I'm not too sure. This is my first ever IndyCar race, and I've never been into IndyCars, so I've never seen them. But I feel like it's stretched out a lot more than I would expect.
Well, welcome, first-timer. Jacob, got anything as we're still under a ServPro 4th caution over 100 miles into this one?
Well, I mean, Cameron, we watched right there early on, right there, the race. It looked like everybody was trying to shoot up to the front, and I made a comment that, you don't want to be behind anybody because it seemed like that dirty air in the draft, it could really make you tired. Do you feel like that maybe I know this is your first IndyCar race, but do you feel like maybe that's why everybody's trying to fight so hard to get up at the front to get that clean air?
Yeah, for sure. That's one reason I was fighting hard. I mean, when you're behind somebody, it's so tight. Like every corner, I'm about to hit the wall. So you want to get that fresh air, then you can just pedal to the metal and just not have to worry about too much.
At the end of the first 100 miles, the driver from the Commonwealth, Cameron Craighead, was leading. We're going to take one quick break. When we come back, the restart here at the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Back here at the world's greatest race course as we get you ready for a restart. Very quickly, we'll pause for 10 seconds of station identification on CRN.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Akabuzi Arduzo on the front row. A lot of drivers just came back from boxing on pit lane. 112 miles into it here at the world's greatest race course on Wesley Outland. Jacob Reeves alongside Dean Hopkins on production. It is the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500 coming back to speed. They're looking for the green flag. They're coming to speed, heading to turn number one. Let's see who's going to be the new man where the action is at P1, heading to turn one, Jacob.
Yeah, and Akabuzi, just straight up gassed it up and took the lead, and he will try to get away. You talked to Cameron Craighead a while ago. Obviously, he's going to try to be aggressive. Everybody trying to get aggressive. Be up there at the front. Don't want to be in that tight spot where you're going to get tight. Arduzo will dive down to the inside. Some of them damn near down to the grass trying to make some passes going into three. Tristan Bruce fired it on the outside going into three. He'll go to third.
Make a big move right there as Akabuzi will now pull away from Craighead, the Virginia driver we just spoke with. Now back to second. It's Bryce. Yeah, Bruce, our buddy, Tristan Bruce on the inside looking for the spot on Craighead as they're doing the turn number one.
And he just shot around Craighead like he was sitting still. Tristan Bruce will go to second. Akabuzi all clean air in front of him. He's trying to check out and get away. Arduzo and Lindorzo back here battling for fourth and fifth. Connor Witt, George Jewell, everybody now getting lined up. And everybody, you see them, a couple of them poke out and try to set passes up. But for the most part, top seven single file as they work their way through 3 and 4.
And by the way, don't forget, coming up later on this afternoon, we're going to do it with the 87 Cup cars, the Gen 3 Cup cars in the 80s. In the inaugural NASRA Florida Cabinet Distributors 600, the World 600 part of the NASRA 1100, and we're not done yet. There's Laturo Lamperti, the butcher, into the top 10 around cycle. They're going to turn number 1 and 2 in the short two.
Yeah, the butcher back there, very, very aggressive here early on as he's trying to make some moves and try to jump up here at the front. Tristan Bruce still trying to run down Akabuzi. Nothing going on all the way through the top 7. Make it top 8, top 9, hell, make it top 10. Everybody's single file for the most part, just riding and literally just riding right here, Wesley.
And that's the smart thing, right? I mean, you're working now to lap number 150 remaining, 50 laps complete, because, by the way, if you're doing the math, the equivalent of 125 miles, it's Tristan Bruce in the lead of the short chute to turn number 1 and 2.
Tristan Bruce, one of the big heavy hitters that we'll see on the Friday night series for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, takes the lead, announces his presence for the Authority West Allen. Tristan Bruce goes to the lead of the ServPro Indy 500. Akabuzi back there in second. Akabuzi got up on the draft, tried to make a pass. As there you see back here, George Jewell, he is at a mess. He has got a whole lot of them out of him in 3 and 4.
A whole lot of shaking going on, like Mr. Jerry Lee Lewis as they work their way off of turn 4, back across the yard of bricks. It's now Bruce. It's Akabuzi. Hamilton Akabuzi ready to set his sights on the driver. Bruce, he's the man from North Carolina. He's in the short chute leading in turn 2.
I'm telling you, Akabuzi really putting some pressure on him. Did not want Tristan Bruce to get around him. Wanted to get that clean air and take it. Tristan Bruce, now you see him. He wants to keep it up here at the front. Goes down to the bottom, up top, down to the bottom, up top, swapping it out. 9 ways to Sunday. Bruce still has the lead. Akabuzi second. Craighead has actually slipped back. A good bet from this battle, maybe on purpose to get some of that clean air. As Craighead sits third with Arduzo and Lindorzo, the top 5.
The way this race presented by ServPro. If you'd like to know more about how you can make something being restored look brand new again, go to ServPro on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and NASRA Racing on social media as well. It's Darren Bruce right now. Tristan Bruce, he's got to be happy. Tristan Bruce leads him down to the back straightaway again. It's a 5/8 mile long track going into turn number 3 on the west end of the speedway, Jacob.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce, obviously a big following here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. A lot of family, I'm sure, that they're watching here this evening, or this morning, I guess you can say. We're sitting out there in the live chat. Some of y'all, ironically enough, asking when Baby Reeves is due. Obvious, I would say probably this month, but it's supposed to be July the 11th. I know we're calling a race, but hell, I mean, they asked it out there in the live chat. I mean,
all good, brother, all good. I know you're excited. Your life's about to change, my friend.
Yeah, but he cannot wait. Yeah, they're saying July the 11th, but, you know, who knows? I mean, odds are it may be this month. Hell, it could be in the next 5 minutes. Nobody knows at this point. But up here, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
So we have July family birthdays in my family. My mom's is July 10th, and my son is on July 13th. So, you know, hey, you got to love a summer baby, right?
Yeah. July 11th, right there, smack dab in the middle of that there.
That's still about the same. Well. It's about the same here. The track tip has not changed here for about the last hour. I think it might kind of balance out, if you will. Plus, it continues on more of the cloudy conditions. It is Tristan Bruce, Hamilton Akabuzi. It is Cameron Craighead, Arduzo, Leonardo's from... This guy is from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Ivan Leonardros, the top 5. They're on the back straightaway, Jacob.
There you see you riding on board with Akabuzi. He was up here at the front. Matter of fact, the pole sitter for the ServPro Indy 500. A little bit of challenging going on back here for around the 4th, 5th spot with Lindorzo back here as well. Battles all over the place. There is Arduzo right there in the 23. He's just back here laying in the weeds as well. Craighead, he actually got around him for the 3rd spot. But up front, this battle with Tristan Bruce, Akabuzi, they're up there. There's MDW. We saw him. He started on the outside of the front row, West Allen. He's trying to make his way back up to the front.
It certainly is. As right now, another lap will go on the board here as they work their way again down across the stripe. 145 laps to go here in the inaugural running of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Let's give you your top 10. It's Bruce, it's Akabuzi, it's Arduzo, it's Leonardozo, followed by Craighead, Wynn, Bice, Lamperti, Jewel, and Malik Ray from South Carolina. Normally one of the top guys of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series. He's in 10th. He might be playing possum as Bruce and Akabuzi fight for the lead on the short shooting one.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce up here still trying to hold on to that bad boy. Akabuzi just literally, like I was saying earlier, laying in the weeds and just waiting for him to slip up. And, you know, Weston, we saw how easy it can be to slip up. I mean, just ask Shane Trotter. He spun out all on his own. It's a good possibility. It could happen to one of these guys up here battling for the lead just as hard as they're racing. Anything can happen. Riding on board with Akabuzi. Folks, that right there does no justice. I mean, you see what you see right here live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, but that speed is just straight up raw speed. I mean, everything just shoots by you, and it's last minute. I mean, this is quick decisions. You got to be quick. There you see it right there. 213 miles an hour through 1 and 2 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That speed, I mean, it's just that crazy. Check this out, little lap traffic. Damn, they got interested right there, and Tristan Bruce tried to use the draft off that lap car.
Well, that's going on now as we're in the 6th gear. Hamilton Akabuzi right now from New Jersey, setting his sights in 2nd on the North Carolina man of Tristan Bruce. Here comes now Purdy. He'll make a move on Bice, on Craighead. He sets his sights on him to climb in the top 10 on the turn number 4.
Jackson Bice right there in front of him as well with Craighead, as you mentioned. Lamperti, the Butcher, who was fantastic in his opening season or his rookie season for the Blanchard Toy Xfinity Series. Jackson Bice around the outside. He'll go around Craighead. Might have caught Craighead sleeping. Lamperti trying to get away around him as well. George Jones jumped up here in this battle as well. And Malik Ray will eventually jump up here as well. Pretty good little battle going on back here for around the 7th, 8th spot. As these guys are really slugging it out, making it interesting. There goes Lamperti the inside.
Latoro Lamperti and the Butcher as well, what they do in the past with NASRA. Octavio Rondoletto, the showman. He might have had problems earlier. Rondoletto, though, right now patiently in the top 20. Waited it out here, 28 laps down, a lot of damage on that car. All the while, it is Tristan Bruce leading. There's the Butcher, Latoro Lamperti, holding off Jewel, holding off Ray as they work the short shoot, heading down to the back straightaway.
Oh, boy, that got interesting back there. Big. Oh, that got bad back there. One guy almost got up into the fence. There's Lamperti. Here comes Malik Ray. Malik Ray diving down to the inside. He's going to try to go around Jewel, trying to make it happen. And go around Craighead. Get him a 2-for-1 special for Malik Ray.
Remember, Malik Ray, normally from the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. He sits his sights now into this in the NASRA 500. Meanwhile, great battle going on as Lamperti will not be denied. He battles Malik Ray. He battles with Cameron Craighead. That goes on in the short shoot in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Craighead trying to hold him off, trying to hold them all off. MDW back there as well with George Jewell. They're a little side-by-side battle for the 10th spot. There is MDW, the weatherman, as they call him, on the Friday Night Series. Matthew David Wood. And here is Aaron Smith II. We haven't talked a whole lot about him. I don't even think we mentioned his name. Honestly, I didn't even know he was in a damn race. But here he is, up here battling with Wood and Jewell, battling just outside the top 10.
They'll work their way across the yard of bricks this time by. It will be 140 laps to go. Closing in on 40 laps to the halfway mark at 250 miles. 80 laps to 200 miles in this race. In 20 laps, I meant to say at lap number 80, it's Tristan Bruce. It's Akabuzi. It is the driver, Adorso. There goes Landerso. It's Win. It is Bike. It's the new top 5. All of this going on here as they work into turn number 2.
Yeah, I mean, just for the most part, somewhat up here in the top 5. Everybody is spread out. Everybody, with the exception of the front, which actually Tristan Bruce, Akabuzi, one of them almost got up into the fence. But for the most part, front 2, they're close. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, they're all kind of spread out a little bit. And big gap right there between the top 5 and the top 6. Kyler Wynn about 2.5 seconds behind Tristan Bruce. Then you got to go a whole 3 seconds back to where Jackson Bice is with Lamperti. And then after that, it's Craighead, Malik Ray, Wood, everybody back here in this little battle. As there you see Wood, Aaron Smith, George Jewell, they're all slugging it out just outside the top 10. This is where the battling is.
Yeah, it certainly is, my friend, as we're watching all of this going on again. Another lap on the board. Watching all of this transpire with now heading to lap 63. It is Bryce. Look at this. Tristan Bruce. Akabuzi. By the way, Akabuzi, just some information on him a moment ago. Thank you, by the way, Logan Detweiler. Glad you're enjoying the broadcast. And he says that obviously Hamilton Akabuzi races in the Elite Racing League. He's a great driver. Landon Brown from North Carolina chiming in. He says Landon Brown and LFRL has some interest in the next Indy 500. There you go. Make it happen. Subscribe and like Jacob. They're going to turn 1 with Bruce leading the way from North Carolina.
Yeah, Bruce still has a hold of that lead, and Akabuzi up here in your pole center for this race. Been comfortably and content up here inside the top 5 all race long to this point. Tristan Bruce still holds the lead. Here comes Arduzo. Here comes Lindorzo. Here comes Kyler Wynn. Everybody's starting to gang up. ServPro comes out.
We got to caution out. Trouble. It's Malik Ray from the NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series from Greenville, South Kakalaki. The Wagner's Welding dead zone number 01 in trouble. He was making a valiant effort to work his way into the top 10, Jacob Reeves, and now that all goes south on lap number 64. Here's a replay presented by Pulse Poppers of what happened to put us under the caution for the fifth time in the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500.
Yeah, and you hate to see that from Malik Ray, who was basically just kind of laying in the weeds, buying his time, taking his time, rather. There is Cameron Craighead. We talked to him earlier on. Look like Craighead gets a little bit tight, shoots up the racetrack, gets into Malik Ray, and then Malik Ray trying to hold on, tried not to hit nothing, and didn't hit nothing. So, I mean, honestly, I thought, the way that it was looking and the way that he was sitting on the racetrack, Wes Allen, he was done. I thought, somebody T-boned him, somebody hit him, and, he hit the wall hard or something like that. But this is what experience is right here with Malik Ray, one of the best to race on iRacing right there, and nobody touched him other than Craighead, who might have been net code. But that could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Boxing. They're pitting. We're pitting. We're taking a break. More from Indy in just a moment.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Do we have the man up in front right now? That is our doozy up in the front spot. Of course, we were talking earlier about what a talented man this guy was. And obviously, Christian Canapino knows him very, very well from the Pro Racing Series out of Argentina. And Arduzzo now leads the way. Facundo Arduzzi leads the way in the 23. Acabuzzi in second. Don't count out the other man, of course, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, for Colin Q, the Bike 500 entry of Ivan Lanandros. Lanandros has worked his way now to third, Mr. 82. By the way, remember this name, Jacob Reeves. I know I do as well. He was the inaugural winner of the NASRA 500. Remember that name. It is Wynn. And that is the driver, Kyler Wynn, from Canada. Now, those are the Cup cars, the Gen 6 cars back in February. But, Jacob, he was a man of winning majors, special events of NASRA. And Kyler Wynn has now quietly moved his way to the top 5 along with the 70 of Aaron Smith.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, when the big money races come out, that is when you see Kyler Wynn out there. And yet it's usually when you see him come out and really perform. And this is no different. Obviously, Kyler Wynn, we'll be seeing him a little bit later on this evening for the Florida Cabinets Distributors Coke 600 version of ours. So yeah, I mean, watch out for Kyler Wynn. I talked about it. He started 10th. We hadn't really talked about him a whole lot. Right here, coming close to a halfway point. Here's the ServPro 8500. Kyler Wynn up here inside the top 5. Watch out for this 82. I agree with you, Wes Atlan. He would be a very, very good pick and real good odds for it.
Field to work their way back to green. Here we come. Also, don't forget Laturo Lamperti, Tristan Bruce, Jackson Bice, George Jewell, and Matthew David Wood. He led earlier. He's playing possum back in the top 10. They work their way back to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air as they come back to speed. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth gear.
And up here
Back
at the front,
of the way, guys.
Arduso's got the lead up here at the front with Lindorso back there in the second spot. Akabuzzi now, he's back there in the third spot. That will be a straight-up tongue tire if you try to go through the whole three real fast. But Connor Wynn, Tristan Bruce, Aaron Smith up here battling it out as well. Jackson Boss fires it around the outside, was able to make it stick in 3 and 4.
It in on 132 remaining as they come to the line. Remember, lap number 80 in 12 laps will be 200 miles. And we're not done yet as they cross the yard of bricks. We're snaking, we're slithering, we're front wing to rear wing, nose to tail, and turn one of the short shoe.
I'm telling you, a bunch of them actually went so low they damn near hit the inside wall. You could have went a little bit lower, you might have hit the wall, but everybody is all over the place, which is way different than anything that we usually see, Wesley Outland, with stock cars here at the Indy, or here with these Indy cars. These guys that go all over the place to try to make passes. Hell, if the car would stick, they pass them in the grass. ServPro cautions out.
Guys, trouble. Octavio Rondoletto first. Now second, the showman has crashed again. He brought out the first caution. He'll bring out this one for the 7th time. Octavio Rondoletto. Oh, man. Hell, I lost count. It's the 8th yellow flag of the race. And Logan Detweiler, to answer your question, it's the next-gen car. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. 2 or 3 cars there. Wow. It's the 18. The 18 car is, I believe, Dean Gagliano. Oh, no. Or J.D. Larson, actually. J.D. Larson's in that car. Gagliano was supposed to drive it. It's J.D. Larson, actually. Watch this again. Yeah, Octavio Rondoletto. Our buddy from Argentina is there in the wall, and there goes Larson, nowhere to go.
I mean, you hate to see that for Rondoletto. I mean, he was going to be one of the big dogs here in the ServPro Indy 500, and just unfortunately, he gets nailed. Somebody got absolutely annihilated down there on the inside. You had Larson, you had Rondoletto, and then you had another one right there. That was Austin Green. We see him involved in another accident here. They say that there's the 84 of Austin Green. Nowhere for him to go. And man, hard impacts. A bunch of these guys that have these impacts right here at West Outland, odds are they're going to have to use a faster pair. And if they ain't got that one faster pair that everybody has to use, they're done.
And here's my thing. I'm wondering if Octavio Rondoletto did not use a fast repair, and now he's got a chance to reset to go again. Look at this high-speed crash from multiple angles. Look at them all the way down to the short end of the speedway, and there's Austin Green trying to get out of harm's way. Hey, by the way, to answer your question, somebody asked Triple B if that's the Austin Green that won the ARCA race at Charlotte. It is not. This is Austin Green from the Ghost Racing Network, and of course, he is from Melbourne, Florida. Austin Green, if you want to bring us inside the broadcast booth, and I'll be better in clarification. Austin Green was David Green and Jeff Green and the Green Motorsports NASCAR family. I think it's David Green's son, Austin Green, was the one that won the ARCA race at Charlotte on Memorial Day a couple of weeks ago. And obviously, this is the NASRA 1100. He is Jacob Reeves. I am Wesley Outland. We've been highly entertained, Jacob. This has been one hell of a inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. What'd you say? And I mean, I can't even tell you. I've got paperwork. I've got stats. I've got notes. I can't tell you who I think's going to win this thing right now. It's totally a puzzle.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely 100% right. I mean, honest to God, I mean, nobody knows who's going to win this sucker. I mean, everybody that we've seen up here at the front, Arduso up there with Lindorso, obviously Akabuzi, he's been up there at the front, led good portion. Tristan Bruce up there, don't count out Kyler Wedd, the Butcher led Purdy, Jackson Bias. You never know where the hell he's going to go. If he'll go bottom, top, hit the wall, and try to Ross Chastain it all the way around. MDW, never count him out. You cannot pick anybody in this field. I mean, if you ask me who I thought was going to win this thing, I can't answer it. Not yet. Wait till it's over with, and then I'll tell you who the hell's going to win it. Because that's the best option that I got, honestly. When they drop a checkered flag, I'll tell you who's going to win it.
Dean, they can't see you, but they can hear you. I'd love to get your thoughts of what you're witnessing, my friend, on the NASRA broadcast and having the chance to finally do an open wheel NASRA Indy 500, my friend. I know you're giddy. The word's giddy at 2 a.m. in the morning in Brisbane, Australia.
Well, I'm loving everybody's support out there in the chat there. Welcome. I see some familiar names out there. Shasta as well, too, supporting, obviously, George Jewell. Haven't hung out with you guys to see you guys in some time, actually, since some other leagues. But it's fantastic feedback out there. Hope you're enjoying the show. You've got two of the best commentators in the business, and you've got the gladiators of gladiators behind the wheels as well, too. Some of these drivers have only got like a 700 I rating, but throw that out the door. They are absolutely quick, my friend. Absolutely quick. Back to you guys in the studio.
128 laps to go. We're 10 laps away, or 9 laps away, actually, to the halfway mark, or at least, I'm sorry, not halfway, 200 miles into this race. As we come back across the yard of bricks, green flag of the air, we're going to try to go 3 wide behind Ardusi and Akabuzi. Bruce, Lynn Purdy, they're going to thread the needle going to the short suit in 1.
Holy hell, I don't think anybody expected that right there on the restart. Maybe Dean Hopton might have, but Tristan Bruce was stuck in the middle. Somebody back there in the fence, they're able to straighten it back out. But, Wesley, these restarts, it's only going to get more intense.
We got a car in the wall, the 22. Whoever's in 22nd position, can we update the numbers, please? The numbers instead of positions. Whoever's in 22nd, Christopher McCullough, has got a problem, and he's damaged, but we still stay green.
Christopher McCullough, he's pretty much in a bad spot. No caution yet on the racetrack. Right front completely ripped off of the 04. Arduso still has the lead. Tristan Bruce able to fire away as Lindorso, Akabuzi, Kyler Wedd, the top 5. There's the snaky draft going down the back chute.
Green working their way to the back straightaway. And Arduzo now leads them down to the corner. North Carolina's Tristan Bruce right there, methodically waiting to pounce on the bike 500, and there's still a long way to go in this one. Down the front straightaway we go.
Yeah, I mean, a long way to go, short time to get there, just like I was saying earlier on.
Here he comes.
With the Jerry Reed, here we go. Tristan Bruce to the outside, Arduso down on the bottom side. Arduso trying to get plenty of room and be very respectful. Bruce does not care. He will take it around the outside. On TV, Tristan Bruce, he takes the lead. Everybody else trying to snake their way off of turn 2. Arduso tried to go for it. They made contact up at the front. Bruce and Arduso.
Working the west end of the speedway through the quarter mile now from the 8th mile. And look at them now, working their way back down the front straightaway. This is 5/8 of a mile long. 2.5 miles here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tristan Bruce now, for the 3rd time, leads here. Arduso, Leonardo, Akabuzi, and win the new top 5 from Canada. They're in the back straightaway.
You see right on board with Akabuzi, obviously. Check it out right there. Got the whole, literally all them lights. I mean, that's just how the RPM works out for them when they got a shift and all that good stuff. And it's pretty much at a peg. Riding on board with him as he's working his way through here, going after Lindorso up front. Battle is on. Here comes Arduso. He'll dive around to the outside. Bruce still on the inside as well. Arduso holding it firm up there, but Bruce does not want to give it up. It's like we were talking about earlier, West Outland. Clean air will be king here this afternoon.
Oh, and by the way, when it is actually clean conditions and there's no issues with cloud cover or weather issues, these engines purr in these Dallara IR18s. Right now, they could reach to 240 miles an hour, and there's the conditions, believe it or not, as we move later on in the afternoon, Jacob, down the front straightaway on board with Hamilton Akabuzi. He is now what track him drop. It's now the 117. It was at one time 123. We're at 78 degrees as they work into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to drop just a little bit, but odds are, it depends on that cloud cover like you were talking about, West Out. If that cloud cover dissipates, then obviously the sun will come down, it will hit this track, and it will heat it up. And obviously, I mean, I've seen it get as hot as 135 degrees for a track tip. I don't know if that'll happen here for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but if it does, dear God, and pray for all these guys, because if it gets that hot, everybody's going to be sliding all over the place. They've already been sliding, but if this, that's what these guys want. They want that cloud cover that you see up there at the top of your screen. They want this cloud cover to be able to cool this track down. That way they can get a little bit of grip out here in these cars.
Yeah, right now, of course, it is Tristan Bruce, the Moose, loose here in Indy, a man that's very well known in the NASRA world is right now Jackson Bice. Alabama, 33, almost in the wall. Roll Tide, Wetumpka. He saves it, and we stay green as they're on the west end of the speedway going to turn 3. And here comes the Butcher.
Yeah, the Butcher was able to pounce on that right there. Jackson Bice almost got up into the fence, and Lamperti stayed in the gas and shot right around him. Laturo, Lamperti, the Butcher, he'll slide up a spot. He'll go to 6 and try to set his sights on the 82 of Kyler Wynn. Up front, it is still Tristan Bruce with Arduzo, and looks like Lindorzo and Akabuzi, they're just trying to latch on, get some kind of draft, and be able to make it a 4-horse race instead of a 2-horse race.
As it stands right now, Tristan Bruce, Arduzo, Leonardo, followed by Akabuzi, Kyler Wynn, Lamperti, Bice, Jewel, Bevan, and Seipel. Your top 10. And we are closing in, by the way, on 300 miles remaining. 200 miles down, 120 to go. Still a long way to go here in Indy. They're in the turn number 3. Turn 4, actually.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to think as well out of this, Wesley Outland. Granted, this is a 500-mile race, 200 laps here at Indy. Granted, the speeds will not make you, differ from what you're doing, but some of these guys, fatigue could possibly set in when we get to about that lap 150 mark with these guys. Fatigue could set in, with those engines, believe it or not, if you listen to these engines, they will somewhat put you to sleep. Just that purr like you were talking about a while ago, West Outland, that purr a while ago, it will put you to sleep. So these guys, they got to stay mentally focused for the whole 500 miles here this afternoon.
Music. Sweet, sweet music. The purr of those engines, as I mentioned, between, of course, 500 to 700 horsepower, those Chevrolet IR18 Delaris working their way now to the short chute on the west end of the speedway. And look at this battle going on. Oh, Brian Chew, I call him Mr. Restrictor Plate. Could that happen here in Indy? He's now working his way into the top 20, battling with Harrison Wigington going into turn number 3.
Yeah, Brian Chew, basically, he's been one of those guys that's just kind of been just laying back here. He's just kind of just waiting, and he's got that mentality like I would probably have at this point, and just lay back there and let everything play out. Let these guys get up here, race, burn their stuff up, possibly get in a wreck, and then just take what you can get out of it. That's what the Brian Chew strategy looks like back there with Huck Wigginton back there, even Aaron Smith and Gerald Poole back there in the back. As you see a couple of guys up here, there is Christian McCrelly up here sitting, trying to get up inside the top 10 with Isaac Bevan in front of him. Somebody got up into the fence off turn 2, though.
Boy, wow, that could have been really scary just a moment ago, as now we watch this happening. Looking on the bottom on the inside, trying to snake and slither his way for that spot with still Tristan Bruce in the lead. Arducing, followed by the driver, of course, of Ivan Laderos from the Bike 500 entry from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He's a friend of Rondeletto and Lamperti. And right now, he is currently in third. Akabuzi from New Jersey. Here comes Hamilton Akabuzi. He's now making a move on the machine. And Kyler Wynn watches on. We watch Larson, by the way, work into the top 15 as they work on the back straightaway.
Yeah, I mean, they're making some big moves up here. Everybody's trying to figure out a way to go wherever they can. There is McCrelly trying to jump up here, get around Isaac Bevan. Bevan not wanting to give the spot up. He'll keep it up on the top side, able to get the run. Bevan fights off McCrelly. He will hold on to the 10th spot as there is everybody. I mean, you got guys running up on the top side. A bunch of them, though, want to try to keep it pinned down on the bottom side. Down there in the cellar where Grand Pepe hides the moonshine. That's where everybody wants to stay at.
This is a very special night here as well, or afternoon, morning into the afternoon, into the night as well. The NASRA 1100, and it's got some international flair. Drivers from not only across the United States and Canada, we've got Argentina, Italy, all Canalelis, all being represented as now Tristan Bruce from my home state, North Carolina. He leads the way going back into turn number 1.
And Tristan Bruce, like you were talking about, Wesley Outland, just like we've heard time and time again, he is in the catbird seat as of right now. Maybe Arduzo, maybe he's back there playing with him and just riding back there, as well as Lendorso and Alcabuzzi. But Tristan Bruce has the cleanest air out of every single one of these guys. He has not got to worry about the car getting tight. He can run his laps. He can run his pace, which pace is good enough for him. I mean, hell, he's leading the damn thing. But at the same time, he's got no problems with the handling on that car. The only thing he's got to worry about is that snapping loose that we've been seeing guys have, especially coming off of turn 2 and off of turn 4. But Arduzo, he may be taking a shot to the outside for the lead.
All of this going on now as they work their way again across the start-finish line. That is the battle that's going on for the lead. It's Bruce on the inside, Arduzo watching on. Here comes Arduzo. Arduzo powers to the outside. Bruce to the inside. They're side by side in the west end heading to turn 3.
And Bruce trying to pull a little side draft a little bit right there to maybe make him come back. Arduzo had to get out of the gas or he was going to slap the fence. Bruce slides back by. He'll retake the lead. Arduzo now putting some pressure on the young Tristan Bruce. To the top, to the bottom, to the outside. Here comes Arduzo. Side by side, they damn near make contact. Almost door banging in Indy cars. You never thought I would say that. Going into turn 1 and 2. Bruce and Arduzo off 2.
It is Tristan Bruce. It's Arduzo, followed by the driver of Landeros. And right now, he has moved his way into third. Akabuzi and win the top 5. There they are. There's the battle for the lead. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It's going to be Bruce getting back around Arduzo for the lead as they work their way into turn number 3.
And you just see this aggressive racing that these guys are trying to get that lead. Arduzo really wants to lead. Thought about it. Top, bottom, goes back up to the top. Tristan Bruce, very content, wants to keep it down on the bottom of the racetrack. But Wesley, with this battling that Bruce and Arduzo are putting on right now, they are letting Lendorso and Akabuzi jump back into this battle. Kyler Wynn 2 seconds back, but with enough battling and enough cars going on, Kyler Wynn could jump back up here and get into the thick of this thing. But the front 4, there you see them on your screen, all 4 of them trying to vie for the lead.
Tristan Bruce in the lead, followed by Arduzo, followed by the driver again of Ivan Laderos. Laderos from Argentina, and Laderos and Akabuzi and win now. Get back single file from front wing to rear wing, nose to tail as they work their way back to the short chute. Heading to the west end of the speedway, they're heading to the back straightaway in front of Jacob Reeves.
And Akabuzi is still trying to get that draft off Lendorso. Now Bruce, Arduzo, they've kind of slowed down a little bit. Arduzo took a couple of shots, tried to get around Tristan Bruce, thought better of it, and he'll just lay back and think, well, Tristan wants it that bad. I'll just ride back here in the second spot. Front 4 still trying to separate. We got one spinning back here in the back. That's Jackson Bias, the 33, who was very aggressive early on, and he is spun around. He is stopped right here on the exit of turn 2 in the grass.
And the problem is the man from Alabama, Jackson Bice from Wetumpka in the WLDC entry 33, is on the bottom of the racing apron. He's out of the racing groove. This will not trigger a caution. He will have to tow and then box and take a fast repair. Meanwhile, Tristan Bruce leads Arduzo, and the driver of Lernesos back into turn number 3 in the west end of the speedway on the short chute.
Tristan Brute still holding that lead. Actually, out there, we heard out there on the live chat, Stephen L., is it too late to get on or to get in on the 600 later? Wesley, I'm not 100% if it is too late, but I think they shut that down last night, if I'm not mistaken.
I know that they added a couple of late entries. Reach out to the NASRA Discord. Maybe they might add you. You have to message somebody, though. Reach out to Brady or Cody. Reach out to Brady or Cody. And we do got a caution on the racetrack. This is caution number 7 here at the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Just approaching the halfway mark and 250 miles. And the caution is out. So I'm telling you, my timing and scoring is showing positions, not track numbers or car numbers. I don't know. There it goes. Now it's working. Maybe check out the 84. Check out the 84 of Austin Green again, Dean. I think he might have crashed again. Austin Green, we'll see here. He was way off the pace on the scoring ticker. We'll see if maybe something happened to the Melbourne, Florida driver. 7th caution of the race, by the way, Jacob Reeves, as we are approaching the halfway mark of the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious on why they threw the caution on this one. You know, I'm looking on my end. Everybody's looking on their end. Our great producer, Mr. Dean Hopton Biggles, looking as well. I don't know. Promoter's caution, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe promoter's caution. I'm not sure.
I'll put him in the. I'll put him on the spot. I don't care. I'll bring him in here real quickly and find out. John, somebody. Well, I was going to say I was going to bring Brady LaBeouf in. You know, he chimes in once in a while. So yeah. Brady, they're boxing. They're coming to pit lane, boss. How different is it officiating Indy cars at the world's greatest race course than our NASRA regular fendered cars, boss?
I mean, it's similar. It's to what we do week in and week out. Everything just kind of happens a little bit more faster than normal. I mean, they're going 220 miles an hour. But it's just
is this not cool or what, though? Is this not cool or what?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, everything that's that we wanted to happen today is happening. So I mean, it's been a great race. So it's definitely more than expectations. I can say that.
This question, I don't mean to put you on the spot, boss, but what the world was the 7th caution for? We don't know. What was the caution for?
Oh, I was just late on the Jackson buys.
Okay.
Yeah. I was late on it because I just wanted to make sure because it took me a while because they say somebody hit the turn 2 wall, but nobody was saying what car. So I was trying to find it, and by the time I found it, I was probably a lap late. So, but that's what it was for.
Jacob, you got anything for the boss man, Brady? And by the way, we'll listen, there's still 250 miles to go. Here's a replay of why we're into the 7th ServPro caution with Alabama's Jackson Bice all tore up on the front. The right rear, the right front wheel damage on the Firestone Firehawk and more. And Jacob, got anything for Brady as we get ready for the second half of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500?
Yeah, I mean, Brady, I got to ask you this right here. I mean, obviously, great, everything has been fantastic. I'm loving this as well. But when are we going to see the boss man, Brady LaBeouf, get a shot and try to jump up here and try to race a little bit in one of these Indy 500s? When are we going to see the boss man jumping in these things?
Maybe next year. Maybe next year we'll have a longer event leading up into it. Maybe we'll have some knockout qualifying or whatnot. I ran a couple of laps in practice, just from a race admin standpoint, just to kind of be able to judge things and whatnot. But man, they were fun. I think I ran maybe 10 laps, and they were very, very fun. So I know the guys are having fun out there, and for the most part, it's been a good, clean race. But maybe next season, next year when we do this.
Well, Brady, thanks for your time, and let everybody know that if you're interested in wanting to join the world of NASRA, how they can reach out to you guys, because we have a lot of great things going on throughout the week.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Facebook, we're always posted on Facebook. We've got NASRA Racing page on Facebook. So just send us a message through there and we'll get you in one of the Discords.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's Brady LaBeouf, president, along with Cody Knott of NASRA, North American Sim Racing Association.com. Thanks for your time. And don't forget, we still got the half of this race remaining in the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500 coming up later tonight. It was advertised as the Coke 600, but it is the Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600 later on this afternoon. And Jacob, we're going to go 1,100 miles in one day. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Halfway, coming up quickly in the NASRA Indy ServPro 500. He was Jacob Reeves. I'm Wesley Outlet. I think we're coming to green. And Tristan Bruce, what a job this guy's done. I think we're coming to green. Okay, we are coming to green. My apologies. We are approaching halfway, though, Jacob. You're taking the first 250 miles of this one, buddy, as we go back to green.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an absolute blast. I mean, you talked about it. We talked about it earlier with dog fights. And, these guys literally are going around like Maverick and Goose and Merlin and Iceman and Slider and all those guys. I mean, look at it. I mean, they're shooting around. They're literally like they're in a damn jet as they're looking 3 wide going into turn 3. Bruce still has the lead. Akabuzi going for second. Lindorso and Arduso. Somebody lost the front wing. Somebody is going to have some serious aero damage. Somebody sliding back big time on that outside.
It's Wynn. It's Tyler Wynn, the NASRA 500 winner. Remember, that comes back in February or January of next year, the second edition. And the winner of that race, Tyler Wynn from Canada, is in trouble now. Wow.
Yeah. Well, the bad part is, though, Wesley Outland, I mean, he wants to pit. He wanted to pit. He wants to get in there and try to burn that faster pair and fix that race car. But the problem is he cannot do it under green, or he's going to get put a lap down, and he's going to be at a serious disadvantage. So he's got to ride around and pray that everybody gets chaotic right here, and we end up getting a caution. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Looks like everybody's going to settle back in. Tristan Bruce, Akabuzi still battling up here for the front spot, and Lindorso up here with Nick Seipel, as now I just saw out of the corner of my eye, Kyler Wynn jumping down pit road.
Tyler Wynn, no choice but to come down to the pit lane as the damage on the 82, the man out of Canada. Heartbreak for that driver. He was the inaugural winner of the NASRA 500 at Daytona. And now, Lady Hand deals the bad luck for the Canadian here at the world's greatest race course as we approach 5 miles to halfway. For those that are asking, the Discord link is trying to run the NASRA Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600 will be posted in just a moment of the chat box. As right now, Tristan Bruce continues to lead.
Tristan Bruce, I mean, ever since he's got up here at the front, Wesley, he has been very, very hard to get around. He does not want to give up this lead like we were talking about with that arrow and everything. He wants to keep that number 35 up here at the front. Everybody else, they're trying to figure out a way to get up here at the front. Is there you see back here with George Joe. Joe trying to slide it in there. McCrelly put the block on him, did not want him to get around. As Joel trying to find a way, muster up, find something. He went around the outside trying to make this pass around Isaac Bevan. He will make that pass. Now Joel trying to go after MDW in 1 and 2.
Single file as they'll work their way to lap number 101 on your scoring ticker. It'll be officially lap 100 when they come across the yard of bricks at the world's greatest race course, the racing capital of the world, here for the inaugural iRacing NASRA ServPro Indy 500. 250 miles down, 250 miles to go, 100 laps remaining. Here is the return one with Bruce Akabuzi. The 1-2, Lindero, followed by Stipple. Seipel is now back up to the top 5 along as Arduso in turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is the home stretch right here, West Allen. This is when everybody needs to put themselves in position to try to get up here and put themselves in position to win the ServPro Indy 500. This is when you want to do it. That last spot right here, the last half of the race, this is when you're going to see some serious moves. And West, as the race goes along, we're going to see these moves get more and more aggressive. We've already saw Akabuzi and Arduso try to make shots at Tristan Bruce. Bruce would not give it up. It will get more aggressive. These guys try to get around Tristan Bruce to try to win this bad boy. It will get more aggressive. The side drafting will get more aggressive. All of it's going to get more aggressive as the laps wind down.
By the way, it took about 90 minutes, an hour, 32 minutes to get the first half of this race underway. What's going to happen in the second half? And Jacob, do you feel we're going to see the fireworks really pick up as we close in on the final home stretch of this race here at the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500 here in Indianapolis?
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, the fireworks is going to pick up very, very fast. They're going to get more aggressive, like I was saying, because, you know, there's money on the line, obviously, West Allen, but at the same time, everybody wants to have a resume. Every iRacer, I myself, everybody wants to have a resume of what wins they have. You know, what big races do they have? Kyler Wynn, NASRA 500 winner, a couple other big races at Daytona. We'll get back to that in a minute, but ServPro caution out once again.
Craighead from Virginia, the 16-year-old has crashed, and it puts us under our 8th ServPro caution here just after the halfway mark. Pulse Popper, instant replay. Malik Ray, I believe, got a piece of it also. Cameron Craighead, here comes Malik Ray. He had nowhere to go.
Youngster Mr. Craighead is pretty much, I mean, he was up there at the front, was one of the big movers, one of the guys that we was really going to be possibly talking about when this thing was going to be settled. But unfortunately for Craighead, hard impact right there for him up into the outside rotator. Whoa, check this out.
There's Malik Ray
Down the track. Malik Ray, nowhere to go. Tires, fenders, everything.
Wow.
Other guys getting involved as well. Craighead was not clear, tried to jump down, and then he shot down the racetrack right in front of Malik Ray, and Ray hit him with a huge amount of speed.
On board.
Absolutely annihilate him over 200 miles an hour.
On board Malik Ray from Greenville, South Carolina, the Wagner's Weldon entry dead zone number 01. Watch this. Wow. And another car over the top of him. I want to say that's the number 9 machine of Jared Poole. Jared Poole might be a fun onboard camera to ride with. Jared Poole at 17th right now. Watch this one. The high-speed crash always at the world's greatest race course in Indianapolis.
Wesley, I'll say this. A couple of guys already here this afternoon have got their pilot's license because a bunch of them have been up in the air. None of them kind of flipped over or anything like that. Nobody's got that in that bad a shape. But the speeds that these guys are hitting at well over 200 miles an hour when they're making contact and they're getting caught up in these wrecks, the speeds is what's making these guys damn near turn into airplanes. But I mean, nobody's flipped or anything like that yet. But like I was talking about earlier, the aggressiveness is going to pick up, and eventually we're going to see those moves, and we're going to see guys do some crazy stuff where we're really going to see people probably up in the air.
Some drivers that did not box, and we haven't seen green flag pit stops happen either as well. Let's go back inside the broadcast booth and let's bring in Tristan Bruce. He led at lap number, the 200-mile mark and halfway, representing NASRA for North Carolina. Tristan, what does it mean to be driving these open-wheel Dallara Chevrolet IR18s? And, man, you look like you're a pro at this.
Yeah, this is freaking awesome. I'd not expect to be up here leading what feels like most of this so far. I didn't plan on doing this NASRA for this Indy 500 at all until about midnight last night. I got someone to swap a shift with me at work, so here I am doing this, and no, it's a blast.
Is the purse money 50-50? I know it pays $250 to win. So do you give the guy that split your work shift half pay, or do you take all the money?
Hell no, it's take all or go home. That money's mine. So, yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm glad I'm up front because the dirty air just absolutely sucks. So, I don't know if I mean I've never really ran these, so I don't know if I'm doing it right, taking the lead and just going all out, or if the guys behind me are playing it smart or what. I don't know, but I got a smile on my face running up here.
Jacob.
Well, Tristan, you talked about that a second ago as y'all are, looks like y'all are actually getting ready for a restart right here. But Tristan, you talked about it, wanting to try to be up there at the front. I was talking to Cameron Craighead about that a while ago, and he was like, yeah, that's why we're getting up front. Is it risk versus reward with just how hard you were racing with Arduso and Akabuzi and all those guys up there at the front? Is the risk, is it risk versus reward trying to stay up there at the front?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, let's see, I only know 3 of the guys in the top 7 that I can see on my board right now, and I don't know any of these other guys, but I assume they're really good at these Indy cars and whatnot. So, yeah, just staying ahead is the key for me. Furthest I've been is about 8th or so, and that dirty air just absolutely sucks. It's awful trying to figure out how to get in the corner. But, yeah, I'm having fun. I'm team Channel 7 with Isaac Bevan.
Hey, final question before we come back to Green. Do you want to see NASRA do some more open wheel IndyCar races, you think?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
There you go. Tristan Bruce led at lap 200-mile mark and the halfway mark of the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. 94 laps to go. Jacob Reeves, we're back to green. And Bruce is up next going to turn number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Tristan Bruce was not sleeping on that restart. Jumped it all the way to the front. Akabuzi now Arduso. They're going to battle for that second spot. Akabuzi tries to dive down to the inside. Bruce cut him off. Here comes Arduso with Lindorso back there trying to hold off Sample. And now the game is on. Here comes Arduso to the outside. Bruce trying to pull the slide. 3 wide going into turn 3. Akabuzi takes it on the bottom.
Oh, are you kidding me? Be nice to one another. Akabuzi now goes Hamilton A to the lead. Akabuzi around Bruce. Arduso. They were 3 wide. 3 wide. Hot dog between the bud. Here's the world's greatest race course. And now Bruce wants the lead on Akabuzi going to 1 again.
Bruce down on the bottom side. Akabuzi now. He will end up going back to second. ServPro caution is out.
Crash. Austin. 9th one. Here in the ServPro Indy 500, and it's Isaac Bevan, the wheelman from Louisville, Kentucky. The Raw Products entry from the Bluegrass State puts us under the 9th yellow flag. Oh, boy.
Look at this, where he was at, though, Wes Elton. They're 3 wide behind the 27 of Isaac Bevan. And Bevan just trying to hold it down right there. Brian Hughes shoves it in there on the inside. Bevan was not expecting it. Damn! That is a hit right there for Isaac Bevan.
How in the hell did everybody miss it? That's the question. My goodness. Wow. The Monster Energy entry, Raw Products, number 27, on board with the man from Kentucky, from Louisville. Watch this again, Isaac Bevan. And he had help. He had help. My God, he had help.
Goodness. And Wesley, that hard impact right there, granted, I've talked about it before, this is Sam and everything else, but you have wrecks like that right there, that'll give you nightmares, just how hard of an impact that is, just how quick it is. You see the contact right there where Chew dove it down the inside, was able to make it stick. Bevan wasn't expecting him to go down there, and then Bevan got sideways, corrected it, shot back up the racetrack, head on into the outside retaining wall.
My goodness.
That is hard. That is a hard impact.
Hey, we haven't took a commercial in a while. We will do that now. Replay presented by Pulse Poppers Instant Replay, and the ServPro NASRA Indy 500 is back after these words as well.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at the world's greatest race course in Indianapolis, and 90 laps to go when they come back to the restart zone. Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outlet. Jacob, man, we were just talking during commercial. Our producer, Dean, they can't see him, but they can hear him. Dean, how cool is this, man? How much fun are you having? And as you were telling us during the break, you cover a lot of open-wheel races in Australia. There's the high-speed crash, and it's definitely entertaining whenever that happens. The good thing is this is all virtual, so nobody gets hurt.
You're right, Wesley. You start betting those axles like Bambi's been born for the first time, trying to get up on the legs. And it just, these cars aren't tough. You know what I mean? They high-speed impacts, that's a hard lick in the fence. So they have that fast repair course if you have it. But at the same time, if you don't have any left, you're in big, big trouble at the moment. We might already have a couple of retirements. But, hey, this is open wheeling at its finest, gentlemen, and that's what it's all about. You got to survive the race. And then see how you pan out at the end of that one. But T-Boost was looking pretty strong, you'd have to say.
Hey, by the way, while you're checking us out on the broadcast, check out the North American Sim, RacingAssociation.com, the new website. There it is, all the cool stuff. And Jacob, did you know that you can also shop with NASRA? Check that out. Order whatever you want. North American Sim, RacingAssociation.com. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. I mean, Wesley, you're right. They got the whole shop deal on there as well, where you can go in there and get all kinds of great apparel, T-shirts. I think they got some hats on there. I think they've even got some flags. I think from some of the past champions that we've had here with the North American Sim Racing Association. So pretty big deal out of all that.
Yeah. Look at this. Look. Try to show Dean on the camera. Look at what the hell I'm showing you, man. Come on, look. There's all the swag. There it is. Look at it. Right there.
See, there's your hat.
Hey, when it's live, it's live. When it's behind the scenes, it's behind the scenes. Dean! Yeah, there you go. It ain't time for the baby yet. Yeah. Well, there it is. Look at that cool stuff, man. Look at that cool shit. Cool stuff.
Dude.
Coming back to green after our 9th ServPro Indy NASRA 500, and we're back on our way. Still plenty of action remaining. 88 to go. They're in turn number 1 and 2.
Oh, baby, Tristan Bruce, hold on to it. Akabuzi, Arduzo back here. They're going at it, trying to go for the second spot. Akabuzi able to get the run. Here he goes to the top side. Akabuzi going for the lead, going into turn 3. Tristan Bruce tried to pull the side draft, thought different about it. He'll jump in line. Now right behind him, Nick Soppel back here with Lindorzo and the Butcher. Laturo, Lamperti, he's up here in the mix.
McCrelly also now, first time we mentioned his name, he's now climbed up into the mix as well. The driver, of course, out of Rimini, Italy. Battle for the lead. Bruce, North Carolina. Akabuzi, New Jersey. They battle into the third shoot. It's Arduzo and Sniper for second, third, fourth into turn 2.
Yeah, Nick Soppel, obviously, we talked about it earlier, started in the 27th spot. He is up here sitting in the 4th spot. Actually, make that the 3rd fourth spot, rather. Arduzo was able to shoot around him. Akabuzi still going left, right, all over the place, trying to get around Tristan Bruce. And don't look now, Lindorzo, McCrelly, Lamperti, they're trying to jump up here as well, as Kyler Wynn is trying to make some moves up here inside the top 10 as well.
Watching all of this transpire here as they cross the yard of bricks. We still have a long way left to go in this one. Again, another race coming up later tonight, and you can still sign up. I think Brady said we're going to open it up for people. Even L's interested, and you can as well. And subscribe and like. It is Bruce in the lead. Boy, they're slithering their way behind them in turn number 3. And Kyler Wynn is back. He's in the top 10. He's in 9th.
Kyler Wynn would love to, I guess you could say, pull a double or possibly a triple. Remember, Wesley, you talked about it earlier. Winner of the NASRA 500 earlier this year. Possibility to pull the triple right here. And something else to think about. We haven't talked about this, but pulling a double. Think about, Kyle Larson trying to pull the Memorial Day double with the Indy 500 and the Coke 600. A lot of these drivers that you see here in this race for the ServPro Indy 500 will be racing later on in the Florida Cabinet Distributors NASRA 600 tonight. So a lot of guys could be pulling some doubles, but Kyler Wynn's the only one out of all of them that is trying to pull the triple.
Man, how about this? Shout out to my buddy, Butterbean Brendan Queen. He is watching the broadcast, and he said, this is cool. I need to get involved in NASRA when I'm not running ARCA or the car store. Butterbean Brendan Queen, 3-time ARCA winner this year. Daytona, last Friday in Michigan. Thanks for checking us out. It's Tristan Bruce leading on the back straightaway, Jacob.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce still trying to hold on. Akabuzi still trying to figure out a way around him, but Bruce is not giving it up. Arduso now jumps up here. He joins the fight as well. Back there in the back, Seipel still holding on to 5th with McCrelly in 6th. And pretty much for the most part, West Allen, once again, the restarts get chaotic. But once they get into this little bit of a run, everything seems to kind of slow down, at least for the most part. But the only battling that's really getting crazy up here is still this battle between Tristan Bruce and Akabuzi for the lead.
You're exactly right. Is right now Tristan Bruce up in front, holding on to that top spot. We're not done yet. Remember, as I said, we're not done yet. As we got a problem, a driver is dropping. It's Seipel. Seipel with a problem. He's falling back. Seipel, get back in it. Keep going. We're staying on the gas. It's Brian Chu now in 10th. The man that I call for NASRA, Mr. Restrictor Plate, Jacob Reeves. I know these aren't restrictor plates, but my goodness, this guy knows how to pull up some speed when he needs to. He's in the top 10 at lap 118.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Brian Chu could certainly be one of them that could play a factor into this thing when it's all said and done. You call him Mr. Restrictor Plate, I call him the Holla Daddy, which is what a lot of them call him here in NASRA as well. There you see Arduzo has jumped up here, made it a 3-horse race. McCrelly 2 seconds back from this battling for the lead right now. So McCrelly may be back here saving his stuff, letting these guys race it out for the lead. But Bruce, Akabuzi, Arduzo, they're battling for the lead. Everybody else, they're back there just laying single file waiting to pounce.
And we're so glad that you're joining us on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, as well as on the radio coverage on the Community Radio Network as well. We need to pause very quickly for 10 seconds of station identification, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
This copyrighted telecast cannot be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Working lap number 120 when they come to the line next time by the way, when you're doing the math, that is 300 miles complete. 80 laps to go. Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland, and North Carolina's Tristan Bruce is holding off now. The driver of Arduzo and Akabuzi as they work into turn number 3, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw it right here live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network with Arduzo was able to shoot around Akabuzi, get that second spot. Akabuzi's going to slip back a little bit. Watch it. Here we go. Akabuzi, or Arduzo rather. Here he goes to the outside. Caught the draft. Bruce tried to pull the slide draft, pull Arduzo back. But Arduzo up on the top side. Bruce down on the bottom, side by side, door to door, fender to fender, if you want to call it that, wing to wing. Whatever at that point. But Bruce able to fire away and put the hammer down. He'll go back to the lane, or do so back to the outside.
And while all this goes on, it's Arduzo now back around Tristan Bruce, but now the game of cat and mouse continues. Now it's going to be Bruce now back on the inside, the Aero McLaren Chevrolet Delara. Now the 35 back to the top spot from Denver, North Carolina. Not for long. Here comes Arduzo. He'll power to the bottom, and they're side by side across the yard, and Rick's going to turn number one.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because Bruce was able to hold the bottom numerous times, and Arduzo basically set him up and basically told him, nope, I'm going to the bottom this time. Set him up, faked him out. Arduzo now goes to the lead. Now Tristan Bruce, Wesley, who was at the point of having all the clean air in front of him, now he's going to be at a disadvantage. He's going to have a dirty air. ServPro cautions out, though.
Caution out. We got a trouble. A caution. It's going to be another yellow flag. It's the 87 machine, and that is the driver, Keith Haney, or Andrew Harris for that matter. He was registered as Keith Haney. It's actually Andrew Harris. The driver of the Mission 1 Esports Third Rock Racing entry. Keith Haney was supposed to be scheduled to drive the car. It's Andrew Harris. And the caution out for him. And there he goes around. Look at this. Back into the Delara, into the Armco safer barrier, and damage on the right, on the left rear. Watch this again. Watch this shot. Fighting the car off the short chute and into the wall.
And Wesley, one thing about that as well, our track temp, it's been fluttering back and forth between around 117 to 123. Track temp did come up a little bit. It's right around 120 right now. So that could play a little bit of a factor why he snapped loose right there. Either that or he just took the corner wrong. And you saw him, you come down, he got down on the white line. And, you're not supposed to drive down there. If you can make it happen, you can. But it looked like he took that corner way too high than what, a lot of other guys was making. But here we go. Everybody coming down. 4 freshies. Fill it up full of fuel right here. Remember, Wesley, I talked about it earlier. 40 to 45 laps on a full tank of fuel right here. Could be trying to split it right down the middle right here. One more stop to make it to the end.
Jacob, something that I think we've definitely been surprised that we've not had in the 10th caution, ServPro caution here at the NASRA ServPro Indy 500 for the inaugural event. No green flag pit stops. No green flag pit stops. That's something that normally takes place in the real greatest spectacle in racing. We are just not seeing a long green flag run in this race so far, closing in on 75 remaining.
Well, Wesley, I could probably see that, to be honest with you, because, it's like I said, a lot of people, Tristan was talking about this where you just get out here, put your foot on the floor, and you just take off, and you don't care or nothing like that. I disagree. These things is a handful. Just ask Andrew Harris just a second ago. It just snapped loose on him out of, for no apparent reason. Shane Trotter, we saw him snap loose a while ago. These things is a handful. If you look back at the real Indy 500 that was ran, back for Memorial Day weekend, all the drivers were sitting there saying, these cars is a handful. These things is not easy to drive. Well, iRacing is very similar to what the real world product is. And, I've took a couple laps here. Yeah, they're fun. It's fun as hell. But at the same time, it is hard to drive these things. It's not just that easy. So I'm not surprised that we're not seeing, green flag pit stops and everything else. But who knows? Everybody might have got it figured out. We get a little cloud cover. It might cool the track off, and we may see some right here in this last part.
76 laps to go. They're going to get the one to go indication when they cross the yard of bricks this time by the iRacing safety car. Lights will go off. Looks like the 84 of Austin Green from Melbourne, Florida for MMS will get the free pass, the wave around. He'll now work past the pace car. That'll get him one of his laps back. And Brian Chu, Jacob, will bring us back to the green. Brian Chu, Arduso, Akabuzi, Macarelli. Now, how about Macarelli, by the way? We haven't mentioned his name a lot. Christian Macarelli from Rimini, Italy, in the EP lab entry from Italian. Yes, man. Sausage and peppers and onions he had for breakfast. And Macarelli right now has joined the top 5. Tristan Bruce, though, Jacob, I am so damn impressed with the job that our NASRA brethren has done. And I don't want to take anything away from Brian Chu. He might have had a really good car, Jacob, but Brian Chu, the Floridian, now showing his strengths down at the late end of this race for Blue Line Racing.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Hughes, certainly one of those that we're going to be watching out for. Obviously, Tristan Bruce, MDW, he's still in the mix. He's got a shot. Hunt Wigginton, a bunch of these guys with NASRA. And, obviously, NASRA 360 Racing Network, you got NASRA drivers out there, Wesley. I mean, obviously, you want to see the NASRA guys show up and show out. But at the same time, those are the guys that, a lot of fans that watch on this maybe be pulling for those guys. But at the same time, give these other guys their credit when it's due.
Pace car onto the pit lane. 10th ServPro caution in the books. Lap number 125 at the yard and brick. 75 remaining here at the world's greatest race course, by the way. 15 laps closing in. 34 laps to 400 miles as they work their way on the restart. It is Chu leading the cavalry into turn 2.
Yeah, Brian Chu, obviously, with that clean air, jumps out to the front. Akabuzi tried to go after him as well. Chu went top. Akabuzi went to the bottom. Hamilton, Akabuzi to the lead. Ardruzo now tries to stick his nose in there, but Chu's able to cut him off. Chu holds on to second. Ardruzo goes to third. And after that, once again, it's a dogfight. McCrelly back here with Tristan Bruce, George Jewell, and the Butcher, Laturo Lamperti.
We just passed over 300 miles into this race. That was at lap number 120. And right now, Austin Green with a problem. He's got an issue. Remember, he put the wave around. Now, back on it again. Fastundo Arduzo battles on the outside with Chu. This is for second. Akabuzi's gone in New Jersey to 3.
Yeah, Arduzzo was able to jump around the outside and shoot right around Brian Chu. Chu might have let him go right there. Think about this. Brian Chu stayed out on that last pit stop. Just wanted to try to get him some track position. Brian Chu was mired all the way back outside the top 15 earlier on, was pushing to the top 10, but thought, wanted to pull a little strategy call and jump up here at the front, get him some track position, and it's paid off for him because even though these other guys has got the freshies and Chu's on the oldies, Chu's still sticking around up here at the front, and nobody's really shooting by him with the exception of Akabuzi and Arduzzo.
Arduzo right now. Whoa, sideways. Hold on, Bruce. Bruce and McCrelly battle from Italy. The Rimini Italy driver battling on the outside. He's battling with Bruce. He's on the bottom line as they work off 4. What a battle.
McCrelly up here trying to keep it up here as well. Dean's talking about he prefers Ferrari. I think that's what he said. But Bruce down there on the bottom side, McCrelly up top. Now Bruce will get clear and secure that 4th spot. McCrelly to get kicked back to 5th. Lamperti not too far back from McCrelly. And Kyler Wynn, we saw him a while ago, had to burn a fast repair, lost the front end of his wing. Got lucky, was a lap down, was able to get the wave around, shoot back up here. Now he's up here inside the top 10. So Kyler Wynn, the shot for the triple is still on.
By the way, there was a 4-hour time limit for this race. We've officially passed now the 2-hour mark since the green flag of the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. It's Akabuzi, it's Arduzzo, it's Chu, it's Bruce McCrelly, Lamperti, Quinn, Smith, Ray, and Jewell. Some of those drivers, Jacob, had problems earlier, and they're right back in the catbird seat thanks to that fast repair. That mulligan puts them back in the game as we close in on 70 to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a big deal right there. if you think about that, Wesley, you have to refresh my memory, but if you go back to the NASRA 500, I don't think anybody had any faster pairs than that. I think it was just 500 miles at Daytona, and if they wrecked, they were out. That faster pair saved a lot of people's tails here tonight, because if it wouldn't have been that, as we got a battle for the lead, or do so to the inside of Akabuzi, he'll go to the lead. But that faster pair saved a lot of people here this afternoon. If they wouldn't have had that faster pair, I guarantee you right now, we may have about 12 lead lap instead of about 17 of them.
Driver Arduzo is, as we mentioned earlier, somebody was telling us that obviously Arduzo is a pro racing driver from Argentina, races in the same series with Christian Canapino. And that's a name that you know from, obviously, Formula One, Open Wheel, in the IndyCar series. Acabuzzo, Facundo Arduzo, Brian Chu. It's all going down. Battle for the lead. Here comes Arduzo inside of Acabuzzi in one.
I'm telling you right now, two of these guys right here, if you had these guys in your race pool, you might end up winning, and ServPro cautions out.
Yellow flag. It's going to be Matthew Wood, MDW. Matthew David Wood has crashed the U.S. Navy entry. He is looking northbound in a southbound lane, and the 21 for NASRA has crashed to put us under yellow flag 11. The Mission 1 Esports entry, NJB Designs from Nicholas, West Virginia, puts us under yellow flag, and he was in a gaggle of traffic. Oh, no.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Jackson Bias in the 33, the one that set it down there on the bottom side. Wood was not expecting Jackson Bias to shoot down there on the inside that fast, and he shot down there in a hurry. Wood was not able to jump down and block that advance. Once again, we see it from the back end view right here of Wood. There's Jackson Bias with a hell of a run coming into turn one. Wood wasn't just expecting him to shoot it down in there that fast. It was so quick. The closing rate on these Indy cars, on these Delara IR18s, Wesley Allen, close rate's so freaking crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable. The draft, the speed, all of that. I mean, you just close right up to them. It's not like what you see in NASCAR nowadays in the next gens, the Xfinities, of the trucks. Closing rate's just absolutely crazy. Wood just wasn't expecting that.
Another caution out. 11th ServPro yellow at the NASRA ServPro Indy 500 from the world's greatest virtual race course. This is NASRA on the iRacing and servers, and we are taking a break. Stay with us from Indy. Back next.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's magical creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
There's the race recap on the bottom right of the monitor. There it is as we close in on under 70 remaining. Kyler Wynn from Canada, the new leader. By the way, that driver, of course, was the inaugural winner of the NASRA 500. And I emphasize on that, Jacob Reeves, because big races coming down to the end of this thing. Here comes a talent that it's not been a cakewalk. It's not been a cakewalk for Kyler Wynn in no stretch of the imagination, but he's put himself right back in the category of when it counts the most at the home stretch to try to win this thing here, Jacob. And I'll say Kyler Wynn could be one of those. He could be one of those sleepers to win this race here in Indy, and he won the NASRA 500 in the Cup cars.
have a mic off there. I had to go get some water. It's been a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, Kyler Wynn, obviously, I talked about it a while ago, and I keep bringing up the triple. I keep bringing that up.
By the way, let me clarify. I think I said Christian Canapino. My apologies. I was thinking of the name here, Christian McCrelly. It's Augustine Canapino, who I was talking about, the pro driver. So go ahead, Jacob. My apologies on that. You were saying.
You good. I mean, Kyler Wynn, I keep talking about it, the triple and, the double, for guys that's racing here in the ServPro Indy 500 to run in the 600 later on this evening. It is a feat. It is a feat. It is something that is very, very big. And if you're able to pull off the triple and win the NASRA 500, win here at Indy, and win at Charlotte, then, he is one of the big money racers. I mean, there's no question about that. But if you win all three of them, that is big. That is huge right there for his resume of that 82 Kyler Wynn. And like I said, I would not sleep on this 82.
Would not, as well as we go back to coverage on the broadcast with closing in on 65 laps to go. Yes, my apologies. Somebody, Zeke Castro, I appreciate you correcting me. I was just thinking that myself when we were on commercial break. I said Christian Canapino. No, it's Augustine Canapino. Christian Macri, however the hell you say his name, from Italy. Marcelli, my apologies. Christian Marcelli. And when he comes back to the lead, back to the green flag here at Indy. And we go back to green. Kermit the Frog here, back to this green flag. I always love the Mario
up here at the front here with Jackson Bias. No, I'm just messing around. Anyway, Kyler Wynn got the lead. Jackson Bias, we saw him a while ago. Been one of the more aggressive ones here. I don't know if he knows who he's playing with up here. Kyler Wynn on the inside. Bias tried to go around the outside, tried to take the lead. And Nick Soppel up here in this mix as well with Akabuzi, Tristan Bruce, and Malik Ray getting back up here in the middle of this as well.
Watch this happening off the turn 4. It's Kyler Wynn way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Fights now. Remember, he crashed earlier. The man from Wetumpka, Alabama, now going back to the lead, working the short chute. Wynn, Bice, they battle going into the corner.
Yeah, Wynn tried to hold on. Bias back there as well. A couple of them getting a little squirrely. Back here behind them. Soppel almost smacked the fence. Akabuzi able to take it down on the inside. He shot around Soppel and Tristan Bruce. So Akabuzi able to jump up here as well, make some headway. Woo, boy, I'm telling you, it gets crazy, especially off of 2. It gets crazy off of 4, but turn 2 has really been the danger zone, if you will, West Ham.
Back across the line, and it is Kyler Wynn, Akabuzi, Bice. There's Malik Ray. By the way, look at Malik Ray, several times involved in an accident. He's used the fast repair, the mulligan, but he has climbed his way back to the top 5, and Tristan Bruce back to 5th.
Tristan Bruce, like we said a while ago, I mean, one of the more aggressors. All these guys, every single one of them.
Is he hanging back, Jacob? What do you think?
I mean, it's a good possibility. I mean, he was up there at the front. When he got up there to the lead, he was more aggressive. He wanted to try to keep it up there at the front, wanted to try to keep that clean air. Now I think he's got to the point where Malik Ray got around him, Jackson Bias got around him, wants to stay back a little bit because, he's not right up his back bumper. He's not right up his back wing, I guess you could say. Stay back a little bit, be able to get some kind of air on that nose. You want to make sure that you want to keep the air on the nose. Don't get tight. Don't shoot up the hill. We've already seen a couple of them already be in that situation. Tristan Bruce, I think he's laying back a little bit. He's going to be waiting. I would say about that round, that 20 to go is when you're really going to see everybody start to make some hay and some serious moves.
$350 miles in to the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. You're on board now with the Kyler Wynn. And you see Jackson Bice right there now into third. He's got Hamilton Akabuzi in front of him. but he's got a lot of ground to make up, though. And behind him, Malik Ray, top 5 short shoot.
Yeah, Tristan Bruce not too far back as well. Like I said a while ago, tried to keep that air back there as well. But Kyler Wynn and Hamilton Akabuzi, they're going at it. Here we go. Akabuzi getting a little bit of draft. Where will he go? Nowhere. He'll stay right in behind Kyler Wynn. I thought if he was able to get a good enough a run right there, he would have shot it at him on the outside or fake him out and dump it down to the inside, much like what Arduso was doing a while ago, was able to get around Tristan Bruce to get the lead. But for the most part, there you see him, everybody damn near running right on the top of that white line all the way down to the grass. And they're going to be all over the place. They've already been all over the place, West Outland, but they're really going to be all over the place here coming up. We're getting close to that under 50 to go. It's going to get good.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway on iRace Center in real life and Speedway, Indiana, 2.5 miles, 4.023 kilometers. The long straightaways, 2 of them down the front and the back straightaway. That's 5/8 of a mile, 1.006 kilometers. The short straights, the short shoot, that is 2. It's an 1/8 mile distance. In the corners, there are quarter-mile turns. They are quarter-mile, 0.402 kilometers. The banking is 9 to 12 minutes degrees. That's what it says on Wikipedia and AI. 9 degrees and 12 minutes. And the track width that you just mentioned, Jacob Reed, is 50 feet. 15.24 meters on the straightaway, 60 feet wide, 18.288 meters on the turn. And they are taking advantage of every opportunity, every inch from the bottom of the apron up against the safer barrier here at the Indy NASRA 500.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen anybody rip the Kyle Larson line through any of these 4 turns, but I wouldn't be surprised to see anybody actually try it at this point because, like I said, they've been everywhere, like you said, Wesley. They've been all the way down to damn near hitting the inside wall right here on the front stretch, which is where you see Kyler Wynn and Hamilton Akabuzi battling. They've went all the way down that inside wall. They've been all the way up against the outside wall. You get down here in the corner, we've seen them dead near in the grass. And halfway up, the only place they ain't been is the Kyle Larson line in the corners.
A shower of sparks as they tethered out down into the corner a moment ago, entering the short shoot in turn 1 to the back stretch. There's the weather conditions, and yep, it's climbed again. 122 for the track temp, and we're 77 degrees with cloudy conditions as we approach 56 laps to go. Something we haven't done all day is gone side by side. We'll do that because we can thank commercials and still stay with you on the air. Jacob Reeves, they're working the radio on the west end in turn 3.
Yep, and Hamilton Akabuzi back there in the second spot. Kyler Wynn still hold on to the lead. Jackson Bias still in third. Malik Ray able to shoot around Jackson Bias. Something amiss on the 33. Something happened majorly to the 33 of Jackson Bias coming off of turn 2. And Bias very, very slow. Something happened, and Malik Ray was able to capitalize on it.
By the way, there is a link posted by the administrator for NASRA, Dean Hopton, our producer. If you want to run the upcoming NASRA Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600 at Charlotte, get signed up. I'm understanding registration will close as soon as this race is over. And because we're going to take an hour break, I'm understanding, unless we finish faster than we intend to. And team definitely wants to do that. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, Brisbane, Australia time. As right now, Kyler Wynn. Jacob, could we see history here? Could we see Kyler Wynn, our Canadian friend of the North, win the Indy NASRA 500 and win the NASRA 500 for Daytona, and now the NASRA Indy 500 is what I was going to say. This is the first. You always remember your first inaugural.
Very good possibility. I mean, he's up here at the front. I talked about it a while ago, and not to mention, I think I went and I looked on the entry list, West Outland. I think he's running tonight in the in the Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600 in Charlotte. There you go. So odds are maybe looking at a triple right here, and that would be some serious history right there, Wesley. I don't think anybody has ever did that and had 3 consecutive straight wins with an organization at 3 big historic races at 3 big historic tracks. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Your mic's fading, your battery's dying, the rabbit's not spinning on the wheel. Something's going on with our buddy's mic there as Kyler Wynn, Hamilton Akabuzi, Malik Ray, Jackson Bice, Tristan Bruce, top 5. Arduso, followed by Lamperti, Italy, Marcelli, Pano, Brian Chu, top 10. There we go as we are closing in on lap number 150, 375 miles and 50 laps to go.
Kyler Wynn's still up here holding on to the lead, but Akabuzi's really been putting a lot of pressure. Very, very much pressure. You see it right there live on your screen, live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Getting very close to that outside retaining wall as well. Malik Ray laying in the weeds, about a second back from this battle. And Jackson Bice, Tristan Bruce, they are so far back you can't even see the leaders where they're at. But Bruce, Bice, side by side. Here comes Arduso, who was up there battling for the lead at one point, and the Butcher Lamperti smack dab in the middle of it as well.
Yeah. And Hamilton Akabuzi are about 1/10 of each other. Then you're about 4/10 and 3 seconds back from Arduso. Tristan Bruce and Jackson Bison. Look at the 2-for-1 special as Arduso will get around those guys. The Bison Company heading back into the West End Speedway into turn number 3 on the short chute.
Yeah, Jackson Bice is in some serious trouble. There is something amiss on that number 33. He was up there holding on to the second spot, and Akabuzi shot around him like he was sitting still. Might have got a little bit of damage on the right side of that number 33, but ever since, Bussy, like you say all the time, he is free-falling in the lyrics of Tom Petty. Bice is gone. He's going to need a caution bad. He's got to get in there, fix that damage on that 33, or he is going to be straight up toast back here in the back.
Greenville, South Carolina, Malik Ray. And remember, Malik Ray and Kyler Wynn, Jacob Reeves, had a controversial moment to decide the inaugural winner of the Great American Sim Race in Daytona for NASRA. Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn, open wheel style. Could we see round 2 happening here? By the way, 375 miles complete, 50 laps to go here in Indy, and it's no time. It's around Akabuzi going after Kyler Wynn for the lead in turn number 2.
Well, Wesley, you talked about it right there, and there's a possibility we could see round 2 and it could happen right now, but crazy thing about that, could history repeat itself? You talked about it, that wild, controversial to some finish in the NASRA 500 earlier this year. Could we see it? Round 2 of the same thing. I got a lapper up against the wall. Damn, they was able to shoot by very, that back got bad. As now Arduso has jumped up here and got in this mix as well. Kyler Wynn may be holding all of these boys up as Ray is able to shoot up here, get the second spot. Akabuzi holding on to third. Arduso in fourth, and Tristan Bruce here in fifth. Is Arduso able to shoot around Akabuzi, I should say. Yeah, I got tongue-tied on that one, but here comes Arduso now. He's on the outside of Malik Ray.
Awesome aerial coverage from the world's greatest race course here for NASRA going on here. Malik Ray setting his sights on the man out of Canada, Kyler Wynn. There's Malik Ray from Greenville, South Carolina. Of course, Arduso right there. Akabuzi and Lamperti. Well, you talk about some international flavor and flair from Canada to the Carolinas and Argentina and Italy going at it here.
I'm telling you, that about got interested right there in turn one. Something, maybe a miss on the 82 of Kyler Wynn. He looked like he damn near dropped anchor going into turn one. Ardusto was able to shoot to the outside. Bray tried to go to the inside, and Wynn was going to get stuck in the middle, but now Wynn able to fire off going through the corner. I think they're playing with one another up here, honestly, Wesley Outland, as we're just under 50 laps to go. I think these guys are playing with one another at this point. Wynn all the way to the bottom. He's going to make Arduzo try to take him on the top side. Bray trying to go up there as well.
Yeah, Brandon Schumann taking a joke out of my comment. And Brandon, it might be less than 10 to go. You have a better sign of who's going to win. But we have seen, though, some remarkable times during the race, Jacob, where we've seen drivers that have been up in front runner. We've seen it with Tristan Bruce. We saw it with Hamilton Akabuzi. And believe it or not, now we're seeing it with Kyler Wynn or Arduzo looking on the outside for the lead.
You literally look up here in the top five. You've got five of the best contact, maybe with some contact right there between Arduzo and Wynn. Wynn and Arduzo, big contact. There's a little bit of damage right there on the front end of Arduzo. Wynn tried to put the block on him. Arduzo wasn't playing, and he ended up hitting him barely. There was contact there, but that is how aggressive these moves is going to be made with two of the best, three of the best if you include Malik Ray.
Arduzo up the outside, and look at Kyler Wynn. Kyler Wynn and Arduzo. Kind of wonder if Arduzo's got bad damage, hurting him. He's got to reset. Under 50 to go here at the world's greatest race course, and he's going to fight back for the lead on the outside going to turn one.
Arduzo up on the top side, Kyler Wynn down on the bottom. Arduzo had to get out of the gas, almost slapped the fence. Malik Ray right behind him. Akabuzi trying to jump up here as well. 4-horse race. Lamperti now trying to jump up here in the 91. He wants to get a part of this as well. But Kyler Wynn, remember, get that clean air. Wynn wants to keep that clean air. Add Wesley Outland. Possibility of green flag pit stops. We are in the pit window.
Finally.
And there they go.
Finally. Woo-hoo. Oh, it's Kyler Wynn's on pit lane. Holy hell, for the first time here today as we approach the final 100 miles. We are seeing green flag pit stop. They're boxing, and Kyler Wynn was first. It's Arduzo now the new leader.
I'm telling you, Kyler Wynn shot that sucker down the pits. I am surprised he didn't get busted for speed. He literally locked it down. Looked like Kyler Wynn is going to be okay. Don't think he got a black flag, at least on that end. But Kyler Wynn will fire off and try to get away. Now, when will everybody else elect to jump down pit road? Only time will tell.
Now, my question is this, and I know he was the leader, Jacob. Was that the undercut? Was that the undercut to pull him before anybody else does?
Good possibility. But here's the problem. Here comes everybody else. They're trying to catch up and be able to shoot by him. Is Kyler Wynn actually, he was not the only one to jump down pit road. There was a couple of others that was able to jump down pit road as well. But I got to agree with you. I think that may be the undercut. The only problem that's going to hurt Kyler Wynn out of all this, Wesley Allen, is he's going to have no draft. The only draft he'll get is from these other guys that's on the lead lap. That's the only way that Kyler Wynn's going to get any draft off of this. But he's got the freshest tires out of all of them.
There was only one more lone wolf joining the leader. Kyler Wynn on pit road at lap 157, and that was Jackson Bice from Alabama. And we know the bad luck that the Wetumpka, Alabama driver had earlier. We got one of them on the wall. Hold on, is that Smith? Smith jumping up and down the scoring pylon, and he's way off the pace. We got a car in trouble. Oh, my goodness. Smith is having an issue, and I believe it's the... Oh, my. Is it the 75 car? I believe
75. 75, Nick Seipel. Yes.
It's Seipel. Oh, no. Right front wheel, right front wing damage on the 75, Jacob. Wow.
I'm I'm shocked he's still able to drive it right now. I mean, no right front, the whole right front wiggling all over the place, but he's able to at least drive it through the corners, so got to give him props on that one. There you see Brian Pinnow up here now. He has jumped tip here inside the top 10, possibly a shot to try to pull a rabbit out of his hat as well. He's going after Brian Chew, Tristan Bruce, and others right here in front of him with Aaron Smith as well. But we're going to see what happens. I mean, we got to see eventually what's going to happen. Battle for the lead. Malik Gray able to get the draft off Kyler Wynn. Was that Kyler Wynn right in front of him? I believe it was. Got the draft off Wynn and shot around him and took the lead.
By the way, Kyler Wynn now on the scoring pylon, back one lap down in 14th. As Malik Gray, the Menard #1 from Greenville, South Kakalaki, finally leads here at Indy. Octobuzi, Orduso, Limperty, Mackley, under 40 laps remaining. We are at the final 100 miles of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. We go side by side, and we're not done racing though yet as the cloud cover begins to settle in on the yard of bricks on the front straightaway, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling that all right there was timed out perfectly right there. I think Kyler Webb went down pit road, was able to go ahead and get his stop, and he's good to go all the way to the end. But I'll bet you right now, he waited back a little bit. I mean, he didn't have to worry about it. I mean, it was no draft at all. But once they got there, he timed it up. Him and Malik Gray actually in a team chat right now. They're talking about it, obviously. And I think all that was timed out perfect. Wynn able to shoot up there, get Ray up to the lead, and then after that, Wynn was able to get the draft and slingshot around Ray and put himself back in contention to be back on the lead lap. So I think all that was timed out absolutely perfect between both of those guys.
Absolutely unbelievable. And we are now down to, as we mentioned, the home stretch of this one, under 100 miles remaining. There is 400 miles complete. 100 miles to go, and green flag pit stops are still continuing as Cole Larson is on pit road in the 20, Jacob.
Yeah, Cole Larson, the young stud for the Monday DSR Electric Truck Series, jumping down pit road, getting his 4 freshies and filling it up full of fuel to make it all the way to the end. When will Malik Ray, Hamilton Akabuzi, and when will Pasando Ardruso, when will these guys jump down pit road? Laturo Lamperti up here with Christian McCrelly as well. When will this top 5 that's up here battling for the win right now, when will they go down pit road? Only time will tell.
Artuso at one time tried to power his way. Here comes now North Carolina's Tristan Bruce. Now George Jewell in 36 on pit lane. Jared Poole in the 9 on pit lane. They're all boxing with now 35 remaining when they come to the line. And if you have hung back, if you have played possum, Jacob Reeves, it is not anymore. It is time to lay your cards on the table. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That's gone. It's time to cash in your tip-taking style with 35 to go here.
Yeah, I mean, this is when you need to cash them in. This is when you need to make a move. It's going to set yourself up to win this whole thing here at just literally a handful of laps to go right here. Lap 166 of 200. So we are coming down to the nitty gritty at 35 laps to go. Malik Ray still has the lead. Akabuzi still holding on to second. Audruzo, Lamperti, McCrelly up here in the top 5. Only time will tell is Wynn was able to get back on the lead lap. Here comes Ray. He's trying to get around a couple others as well.
By the way, don't forget, coming up later on tonight, don't forget to join us this afternoon, for that matter, for coverage at 4 p.m. Eastern time of the inaugural NASRA Florida Cabinet Distributors World 600. That will begin at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain Time, 1 Pacific. And that is all part of the NASRA 1100. And if you want to get signed up, we're going to keep that QR code up for just a moment. Click on the QR code, and it will take you to the Discord to get signed up. And Jacob, you've got less than 40 laps to do so, because if we see more cars boxing in on the pit lane, Malik Ray, Orduso, Marcelli, they're pitting. There's only 10 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, everybody jumping down pit road for what will be their final pit stop here of the ServPro Indy 500. Hamilton Akabuzi, he stays out. Laterro Lamperti, he stays out as well. Everybody else jumps down pit road. So obviously, Akabuzi and Lamperti, they got to pit this time around. If they don't, they're going to be off sequence. They're going to be in a bad spot, and they don't want to be in that situation. They have got to pit this time by. Apparently, they said, screw my opinion. Lamperti's going. Akabuzi stays out.
And Jacob, I'm understanding that the Momentum Brewery PT Autosport number 70 Delara of Hollywood, South Carolina driver Aaron Smith II, hitting by a thunderstorm, weather conditions in real life has took him out of the virtual running of the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Under 100 miles remaining. It is now Hamilton Akabuzi from New Jersey. He calls Jersey City home in the P1 C.O.P.S. fiercely for Delara. He's in front. He started on the pole. He's back in P1 as they work across turn 4 at the line.
Yeah, but obviously West Outland, he still has to make a pit stop. Hamilton Akabuzi still got to come down, get him 4 freshies, and fill it up full of fuel to be able to make it all the way to the end. Lamperti, Malik Ray, they're sitting 2nd and 3rd respectively right now. So this is going to get good right here to see what happens. There's Lamperti back here mixing it up as well. Oh, but I don't know. This is getting interesting. This strategy, Wesley, we're not used to seeing this kind of strategy with these open wheels. We're used to seeing it in stock cars, but there's all kinds of strategy all over the place with these guys.
No, you're exactly right. And the leader now, Hamilton Akabuzi from New Jersey, is onto the pit lane. Malik Ray is going to cycle back around from Greenville, South Carolina to be the new leader. Akabuzi behind the wall. Malik Ray, Arduzo, McCrelly, Lamperti, Tristan Bruce, Kyler Wynn on the outside of the top 5 as we close in on 30 to go, Jacob.
Yeah, and if Akabuzi can hurry up and get out of the pits, he might be in pretty good shape. As Akabuzi, actually, your pole sitter, has the very first pit stall. Here it goes. Akabuzi able to pull off a pit road. Malik Ray, Arduzo, Marcelli, as well as Lamperti, Tristan Bruce, Kyler Wynn, all of them trying to shoot down the front stretch. There's Malik Ray. There's Akabuzi. Only disadvantage Akabuzi's going to have, he has no track.
Wow.
Everybody else is literally in a pack. But Akabuzi able to come down, hit it. He's going to come out with the lead right here. How about that?
How about this? Hamilton Akabuzi hitting and was still so far out in front, he could not catch Malik Ray. The interval is 4.5 seconds and growing between Akabuzi and Malik Ray now with 29 to go at the Yard of Bricks.
That is not what Malik Ray wanted to say. Check this out. Damn, we got them all over the place. We got them literally shooting down to the inside, stuck in the middle, all the way up against the wall back there. That's around the Arduzo, Lamperti, Marcelli area. All this going on for the 2nd spot. There is Ray. He's got Arduzo right up on his tailgate, or Marcelli rather. They all over the place, and they're shooting around one another like they're sitting still. The problem is, Wesley Outland, they're losing time to Hamilton Akabuzi.
Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we got a caution. Oh, the caution. The caution is out. The caution is out with now 27 laps to go. Yellow flag will fly. Oh, my goodness. I believe it's the 33, maybe, I think. Maybe Jackson Vice again, maybe. Oh. Oh, boy, oh, boy. I can't tell. I can't tell, Jacob. I just can't tell. Caution out.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
How about this?
Tristan Bruce, 35. Tristan Bruce.
Wow. And you did say 35, didn't you? Tristan Bruce with a problem from Denver, North Carolina. Wow. Let's go back and see what happened to Tristan Bruce. It doesn't look like no harm, no foul or damage, Jacob, but we'll see. And the Arrow McLaren entry. Oh, wow. Whoa. Wow. Bing, bop, bing, bop, bam. Wow. Goes through the spin cycle like coming out of a dryer and comes out clean on the other side. Look at him fight the wheel there for Tristan Bruce. How about
That could have been a lot
Jacob?
worse.
Wow.
Listen, that could have been a lot worse than what it really was right there. I mean, he spins around, he backs it into the wall. If he's got a faster pair, he'll probably burn that faster pair right here to get it to the end of it. But everybody looking like they're jumping down pit road for 4 freshies and send it back out there. Hamilton Akabuzi will stay out. Lamperti stays out. Christian McCrelly, he'll stay out. It looked like Malik Ray stayed out as well as Arduso. Everybody, all those guys, they stayed out. Everybody else, they jumped in to get 4 freshies.
Hamilton Akabuzi trying to settle his sights of being the inaugural winner of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. There's 26 remaining, and everyone else is chomping at the bit to try to win the greatest virtual spectacle in racing for NASRA. Back here at the world's greatest virtual race course in Indianapolis, and you're looking at Hamilton Akabuzi from New Jersey, setting his sights to try to win this one. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. And where are you, Jacob Reeves? Jacob Reeves has left me hanging. I am here. What?
Water went through me.
When it's live, it's live. Jacob, welcome back. I was wondering where the hot seat was. Man, I was going to say, it is go
You know what
time,
would have been
my friend.
bad? You know what would have been bad if my wife would have been sitting right here with the headset on. That would have been really interesting. I'd been like, whoa, what happened here?
Oh, hey, man, we got the green flag. We got the green flag coming up, bud. But what's your take of this race? I think we're going to see a hell of a shootout with 25 to go.
It's going to get crazy. It's going to get absolutely crazy. I mean, literally, if you've been saving anything, it's going out the door at this point. You got a lot of big dogs up here. You got Akabuzi, you got Lamperti, Marcelli, also Malik Ray. Obviously, he's up here. Kyler Wynn. I mean, just you can't pick one, but for so far, it's been a hell of a show, and I think we're fixing to see a hell of a finish.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Thank you, Dean Hopton, for always making us look good, or when it's live, as we said. And I'm glad that my color guy is back in the booth again. We mentioned, though, drivers like Tristan Bruce or Kyler Wynn. They're falling back. Jackson Bice now. But now we're seeing Malik Ray climb. Arduso, Marcelli, and obviously Arcabu. Yeah, back to green. What a job. Could we see Akabuzi win the greatest virtual spectacle in racing here in the NASRA Indy ServPro 500? It's Akabuzi holding off Marcelli, Lamperti, Ray Bruce in turn number 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's no telling what's going to happen there.
Wow.
We see Marcelli try to go down to the inside. Lamperti tries to follow as well. Akabuzi trying to break the draft. Here comes Lamperti down to the inside. Malik Ray laying in the weeds. He's in a hornet's nest with Tristan Bruce and also with Kyler Wynn back here as well. Everybody sending it coming around this time with 24 to go.
25 remaining now, 24 to go. Wow, they are blocking, and they are blocking 3 wide. He was sneaking, slithering, a little wiggle and a jiggle and a bobble and a giggle and a wiggle and all of that. And there's contact, and they're in the wall. Caution. Crash. 35 Tristan Bruce damage on the left front wing. And others involved. Jared Poole in the 9 pulling away. Wow. Unbelievable.
Ivan Lindorzo, he was the one that we saw spinning around right there on your screen in the 73. He was one that ended up going around. A little bit of contact by somebody down on the inside.
Ivan Lindorzo, the 73 Bike 500 entry from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And watch this now. You talk about patience gone. Look at Ivan. Contact there made with Jared Poole and others, and there it is. And Lindero. Wow. There was Linderos, there was Jared Poole in the 9, and there was another car right there. And look at the stack up. Was it the 37, I believe it was, or the, yeah. Oh, boy. Up ahead was Tristan Bruce. That's Tristan Bruce and Malik Ray where they were fighting. If you want to go side by side with them, that was the one of Malik Ray and Tristan Bruce. Watch this. What a battle. Oh, contact with the wheels.
Wow. Well, Wesley, I will say this. I will say this right here. You know, if you want to throw it back to some old country right here.
Arduso with the contact with Tristan Bruce. You were saying, Jacob.
Yeah, Arduso getting into it, but it's like I was saying, I was going to throw it back to a little bit of old country right here. I think these guys right here, I think their give a damn is busted at this point. They do not care. They are sending it.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you still have, we're only 2 hours and 43 minutes on sim time. There's still over an hour and 20 minutes left. I mean, they got a 4-hour time limit, so hour and 17 minutes actually remaining. Somebody messaged me and they said, Wesley, what is an Indy car? So I'm going to say, what's an Indy car? An Indy car is a single-seat, open cockpit, open-wheel race car specifically designed for the NTT IndyCar Series. Obviously, their national event, the biggest one is the Indy 500. People might not have realized this, Jacob Reeves, a couple of weeks ago, Memorial Day weekend, over 350,000 race fans. That is the biggest sporting event in the entire world, is right here at the world's greatest race course in Indianapolis. The virtual version tries to get to that same amount, but that's pretty darn cool when you got 350,000 people watching the greatest spectacle in racing.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. I mean, you know, if you ask us rednecks what the greatest spectacle is, we would say either Daytona or Talladega. Well, the big rednecks would actually say Talladega. Yeah, absolutely. Like Dean said, the Cannonball Moonshine Run, you know, that would be our greatest spectacle in racing. But, I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, 350,000 people in one area, that's just the grandstands.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, that's just the grandstand. That's not counting what the hell's in the infield.
Yeah, there's only about 500,000 people all there at the same time if you count everything else from the officials to the media to the TV to the drivers to the teams and just the race fans in general. So somebody said IndyCar, what is it? 2.2-liter twin turbocharged V6 engine currently supplied with the Chevrolet on the Dallara chassis. Engines put out about 500 to 700 horsepower, high RPMs, and the E85R fuel ethanol makes them obviously be as fast as they are. And man, topping speeds of between 207 to 240 miles an hour. And clean air on a great day. They're really exciting. Jacob, I don't know if push to pass is utilized in the Indy 500, but I do know that push to pass is when cars can use push to pass. It's a feature which temporarily increases engine horsepower for overtaking or boosting race pace. So there is no power steering in these cars. So Indy cars that I have power steering requiring significant physical effort from the drivers. We've seen that earlier today when we saw them fight the steering wheel. There's no power steering. Woo!
Let's get that. But as well, Well, I mean, when I went and I looked at whatever, when I was loading in and I done me a little bit of practice, I was looking and it said something about the push to pass is not allowed for ovals. It's only for road courses. At least that's what I saw. So
you can't use the push to pass. There you go. That answers the question. Now we need the rainbow and the stars to flash across the screen for the more you know. 20 laps to go as they cross by the pagoda. Here we go, ready to settle it in the final 50 miles of the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500, and we're back to green. Akabuzi into turn number 1.
Capuzzi still holds the lead. Marcelli right behind him. Then you got Orduso sitting in the third spot. Malik Ray and the young Cole Larson from 15th, able to survive all the way to 20 to go. Up here in the 5th spot, Jackson Bass, George Jewell up here in the mix as well. But battle for the lead is on. Marcelli down to the inside. Akabuzi able to gas away. Here comes Orduso to the outside.
And Arduso now powers on the bottom. He'll make his move. Will he make it stick? He's right there from Argentina. We got guys following Arduso. McCrelly is on pit lane. The Miming Italy driver, Christian Marcelli, is on pit lane with 19 to go. It's Akabuzi and Arduso. And by the way, Malik Ray, you're on board with him now. He is right there in third.
Actually, Marcelli actually got busted, Wesley Allen. He got a black flag given to him by race control. He changed lanes on the restart. It was double foul. He jumped down on the inside. Wasn't thinking about it. You can't jump down on the inside before you get to the start-finish line. And he had already, ways away from the start-finish line. Marcelli jumped down, got in, or tried to get in the draft of Akabuzi, and then busted. He gets the black flag, and he's got to do a pass-through.
Is it Marcelli or McCrelly? I think it's McCrelly from Rimini, Italy. And that North Sim Racing EP lab entry of McCrelly has put himself out of the running unless a caution can come out and he can get back in this right now. 18 to go. Akabuzi in the lead. Hamilton Akabuzi from New Jersey. Arduso from Argentina. Malik Ray from South Carolina. Larson, Vice from Alabama, and Kyler Wynn from Canada on the outside of the top 5 looking in. 17 to go. Jacob at Indy as they go into turn 1.
Yeah, it's literally anybody's race at this point. Akabuzi and Arduso sitting there with 1 and 2, riding on board with Arduso. Got to keep it straight. Very, very still with that wheel to try not to do any crazy moves. They got to worry about it.
Baby.
Oh, God.
This is exactly what McCrelly needed as caution is out for Austin Green again from Florida. The Ghost Racing Network entry from Melbourne, Florida for MMS. And another ServPro caution with 17 to go. 16 at the line here at Indy. Wow.
That's bad, Nico. That's bad.
Oh, pay your... Yeah, that's net code right there at its finest. My goodness. Wow. Wow, there it is again. 16 to go, by the way. Oh. I mean,
Wesley, they could have... Well, Wesley, they could have fit a beer truck between both of them right there. I mean, that's how bad it was right there. That's bad. That's bad.
Austin Green cautioned out. By the way, Premier Racing Setups, 15 to go. We'll go side by side right now. Jacob, tell everybody about Premier Racing Setups, PRS, and what it can do for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Premier Racing Setups. If you need one, you know where to go. PremierRacingSetups.com. Obviously, enter the code of NASRA, N-A-S-R-A. You get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% gets kicked back to the North American Sim Racing Association. And folks, if you want the setups that NASRA races, that the Redneck Announcer races, that Dean, whatever he gets a damn sim rig races, go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com. Great sponsor here with NASRA.
So a pickup by Christian McCrelly puts him on pit lane for a penalty. Now we got guys boxing out, and they're coming back to pit lane. Lattori Lamperti, Tristan Bruce. There's Christian McCrelly on pit lane again. He might be taking advantage of new tires. And there goes Lattori Lamperti, the 222. They're all pitting here. Jacob, if you've got tires, use them, right? I mean, and obviously, if you go on the damaged vehicle policy, you get one fast repair. If not that, you've got to take time to get your cars fixed. But, can we see McCrelly get back in this race again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that caution right there actually saved McCrelly a lot right there. He'll be able to jump back up here and get it up here, mix it up with these guys. But I agree with what you said a while ago about the 4 tires. If you got tires, hell yeah, take them. I mean, you can't take them anywhere. Where are you going to take them? They're here. Take them, use them to your advantage. Depends on, how many laps you got left to go. I mean, if you got like 3 laps to go, then what's the point? But
Sure.
Yeah, take them. Take your tires if you got them, because tires will be a little bit of an advantage. Well, not a little bit, but it'll be a big enough advantage. You got to have that grip, especially when you're going 220 in the corners. You want all the grip that you can get.
And it certainly has been a fun one bringing this one to you. Down to the home stretch we go here for the final, 25, 30 miles of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Again, anybody under 50 miles remaining, anybody's going to win this thing. And I think we're not done seeing the fireworks yet. And guys that might have had problems earlier, they've strategized. They've worked their way methodically back up here. And that's what we're seeing here as we take a look at the race recap. 13 laps to go when we come back to green. Look at that. Hamilton Akabuzi still in the lead. 14 cautions presented by ServPro for 43 laps of the 200. 187 run. And Jacob, how about this, my friend? I feel like we're at Daytona or Talladega with NASRA. 48 lead changes. Count them. Are you not entertained?
Goodness. That is a lot of lead changes. And Wesley, odds are that is just the official. That's just the official lead changes. I mean, yeah, exactly. And folks, if you're entertained by that and you love it, make sure you go and like and subscribe to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Keep up with all the great racing that we got going on here on this channel.
And don't forget playoffs for the NASRA TSR Electric Truck Series. We're in the quarterfinals on Monday night. We're bringing back Xfinity and the NASRA TLC Cup Series on Wednesday nights coming soon. A new ARCA Series on Thursday. And Friday night, the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series coming out for that race, I believe, at Michigan. And there it is, Kansas, Michigan. This week, Atlanta next Monday. Yeah, there it is. Kansas, Michigan in the rearview mirror. We're running at Atlanta tomorrow. That's right. 14, make it back to green. Process of elimination with 13 remaining. 17 remaining in the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. It's the inaugural edition, and Akabuzi wants to make history as we're in turn 1.
Yeah, Malik Ray trying to get up here and make some history as well. Kyler Webb up here in the mix as well with Jackson Bass and others. Malik Ray going backwards. Actually, that was Jackson Bass going backwards as well. Up front, here comes Arduso to the inside, outside. Thinks different. He'll jump in behind Akabuzi.
The process of elimination has become the thinning of the herd, and now these open wheel virtual warlords here at the world's greatest virtual race course trying to make history for NASRA. 12 to go. Here comes Arduso. Bodily, Akabuzi. They're side by side for the lead. Malik Ray watches in turn 1.
Yeah, Malik Ray right in behind him, and Arduso able to jump up and get the lead. Now Akabuzi will hold on to the second spot. Malik Ray maybe trying to get a little bit of help in the form of a good buddy of his. Kyler Webb counting us out. We got a spinner.
Oh, we got one flipping. We got one flipping, crashing. Big trouble. Caution out. My, that's Ivan Laderos and Jared Poole as the dust settles. And that is a big crash. Oh, boy, the wing is gone on the right front of the 9. Wow.
Goodness.
And Ivan Laderos, Jacob, also involved in it. Here's a look at it. We just caught a glimpse of it.
There you see Gerald Poole. Watch this right here. As Ladurso actually looks like he gets spun around up at the front. Poole up on the top side. That's, he's trying, not able to make it. And there is your airplane spin. He did get up in the air, did not flip over, but the hell, that counts. I mean, he more or less he flipped over, I guess you could say, with Gerald Poole. But yeah, I mean, that's just one of those things right there. Lindorso getting involved right there, as well with Gerald Poole. I mean, just some of these guys. Gerald Poole was on the lead lap, but innocent bystander out of all that. So, I mean, you hate to see that for all those guys involved.
Look at it again. Ivan Laderos, our man out of Argentina, slammed into the Jared Poole. Jared Poole, of course, the driver of the 9. For Flaming Karma Racing from Parkersburg, West Virginia. Here it is again on board with Ivan. And Ivan's up the track. And in Poole. Just that right front wheel contact, Jacob Reeves, caused Poole to crash with Linderos.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it right there. I mean, he had a little wiggle and a jiggle right there in his wheels. I mean, that's just how hard the hit was. There's Gerald Poole. I mean, honestly, Wesley, I say it all the time, and that situation right there that Gerald Poole's in right there is damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he goes down to the bottom side, then Lindorso may end up staying down there, and then he hits him head on. If he goes to the top side, tries to miss him, Lindorso could come up the track just like he did, and then he ends up hitting him. So, I mean, like I said, you don't know you just got to go with what you feel like. You got to go with your instinct, especially at over 200 miles an hour. You just got to go with your instinct.
Caution out. Arduso now the new leader. And Jacob, he was toying with Hamilton Akabuzi. He made that move, and he's right there where he needs to be. Arduso, he might have been toying with Akabuzi, but now you get out. Come back to green. We're in single digits. It's time to put the hammer down. You want to win the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500, and I think the man out of Argentina wants to make history. Arduso is one of these guys tonight that has just been tethering with the top 5, the top 10. He makes a climb. He falls back. Now it's time to go full send and put this thing in victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. But you look at the top 3, well, I'd say 3 out of the top 5 that you got right there. Arduso, Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn, they're up here inside the top 5. Hamilton Akabuzi, we just found out about him today. He's set up there on the pole, and he's been up front most of the race. And then the guy that's sitting in 5th, the young Cole Larson, smack dab in the middle of all kinds of history and all kinds of wins sitting in right there in front of him. What's got to be going through Cole Larson's mind with all of this going on right here? It's mind-boggling right here out of this top 5 that we got.
It's going to be a good one. It's 9 laps to go, 9 remaining. As hey, there's people behind you. Oh, we got fans. Jacob's got fans. Hey, yeah.
Cop showed up.
Cop showed Jacob up. Reeves, the cops showed up. We are going to go back to on-track activity and get you ready for a restart as the pace car is getting the field side by side. We're also at the top of the hour. Very quickly, we'll pause for 10 seconds of station identification. I'm trying to save my buddy Jacob here. This is the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Arduso is trying to make history. Hamilton Akabuzi is right there to the outside. Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn. Remember the history between those two last year, actually this year, in the NASRA Daytona 500 at the Great American Sim Race. What will happen at the greatest spectacle in sim racing, the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Watch as Arduso hit the green, and we're back underway. 8 remaining at Indianapolis. We're in turn number 1.
And Arduso trying to check out and try to get away. Hamilton up here as well. And here comes Malik Ray down to the inside. He'll go to second. Arduso still has the lead. Kyler Wynn going after Akabuzi. They're going to slip. They're going to slide. Here comes Hamilton. Akabuzi to the inside. He may be going for the lead in 3.
The snaking has to begin. Patience is gone. Malik Ray almost into Akabuzi. Akabuzi slithers his way into the front wing of Malik Ray. Malik Ray now back to third. And Arduso is gone. He is pulled away as they work off for turn number 4. 7 to go here at Indy.
Yeah, he ain't gone yet. Here comes Akabuzi to the outside. He's going to make a run on the outside, trying to go around Arduso for the lead. Caution is down, and Akabuzi was able to get the lead.
Yellow flag as the butcher, Laturo Lamperti, another Argentinian, has crashed. From Buenos Aires, Argentina, Canulas, the butcher might have chopped off more than he can chew before the late rally. And there's damage on the Delora. Wow. ServPro caution. By the way, this is our, I believe, 16th one of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Here's a replay presented by Bolt Competition.
Yeah, let's see what happened to Laturo Lamperti right there. I don't know if there was contact right there with him or not. It looked like there may have been contact. Laturo might have got loose right there going into 1. The driver behind him was McCrelly in the 222, so maybe there was contact, maybe there wasn't. But yeah, I mean, once again, maybe that net code might have got it into Laturo right there. But it was very, very close right there. Laturo got wiggled, tried to straighten it out, and then unfortunately wasn't able to save it. These cars is not easy to save. They are not easy to save. 9 times out of 10, you get loose, you're going around. You ain't going to Kyle Busch these things.
Hey, Jacob, did you know that today is World Ocean Day?
Is it? I know that.
Today is... by the way, Brandon Broadfoot, our buddy, chiming in from California. He says, got to race Daytona playoff race coming up at the Super 8 Hotel in Missouri. That's going to be fun. There you go. Doing it. Hey, look, just don't do it in the Love's truck stop. You know, the cops and all that.
You better have some good internet, because I heard that Super 8 motel, I heard that their internet sucks, so he might want to make sure he's got a good hotspot going on or something.
The light on for you. Wait a minute. That's Motel 6. That's Motel 6. Hey! The camera! Come back! I ain't got the power steering. All right, well, we're going to go on a field trip. Hi, everybody. You're with Wesley. There is. Oh, this is all my notes, all my stats. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, this is how you really prepare. and I couldn't do it without I couldn't do it without that. Oh, there you go, Jacob. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
And I couldn't do it without the help of those right there. So, yeah, there you go. This is NASRA's broadcast crib. NASRA's broadcast cribs with Wesley and Jacob. There you go. This is our box and what it looks like. And if you wonder why we sound the way we do, there it is right there. All this stuff right there. Oh, you know. Yeah. Jacob, what does your layout look like? And make sure you don't show the ladies.
Well, here you go. Well, while we got the opportunity, there is. Did I turn it off? I hit the bump. There you go. There is the changing table that I had a couple beers last night trying to build, and it finally got put together last night. It's actually backwards. These drawers down here are supposed to be on the left side, but they're on the right side. It was the only way that it could work, so we made it work one way or another.
Well, anyhow, there you go.
There's hold him. Don't worry about it.
You see all this stuff behind me, like these boxes and stuff? I'm waiting on some big canopies to get here so I can load up equipment. This is all supposed to go in storage because that doesn't start getting used until football broadcast season. Cables and wires and yeah, thank you very much. So there you go. Stephen L. said Motel 666. We'll leave a goat burning for you. Who's going to win? Let's hear you in the chat, everybody. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so. By the way, want to let everyone know there is going to be 3 attempts at overtime if need be. Race details. There is a chance of 3 attempts. Remember, the field has to take the white flag, Jacob Reeves. They have to take the Darren's detail and shine 1 to go. If they do not, we go to overtime, and it will be green, white, checker overtime as well.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley, that will really throw it for a wrench if we end up getting to that. But it's like I said, it's going to get more aggressive. We're going to get some craziness. And obviously here in this restart and all the way to the finish. And if you're talking about picks, I've got to go. I hate, I don't want to put no commentator curse on him or nothing. I got to go with that 82 sitting back there in the 4th spot, Kyler Wynn. I mean, what history would it be? Win the NASRA 500, then come out here, win the ServPro Indy 500, and then race in in our version of the Coke 600 later today. If he could pull off the trifecta, it'd be unbelievable.
Could he do it? Can he pull off the trio? We'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. They're coming off the west end of the speedway, the short shoot to the quarter mile off turn 4, and this is 3 laps to go. Akabuzi, Arduso, Malik Ray, Tyler Wynn, Cole Larson in the top 5. As we got him crashing on the restart. Debris as we come back to green. Oh my! 3 to go here in Indy. Akabuzi, 3 wide behind him in turn 1.
Akabuzi tried to see if he could get away. Malik Ray was able to get around Arduso and be able to hold on to the 2nd spot. Wynn still holding on to 4th. Here comes Arduso. Ray was able to get around Arduso. Arduso now goes around Ray. Trying to get the draft. Caution is out.
Lantoro Lamperti, Tristan Bruce, they've both crashed on the west end, or actually we had turn 2, and they did crash. The Butcher and Tristan Bruce are out of it now. Heartbreak, and we're going to overtime here in Indy. Wow. You knew it was going to happen. Impact. Here it is. Jacob, I got to wonder if those are maybe the cars that might have got together and took debris from the restart.
It's good possibility. We got some airborne. Tristan Bruce.
Oh, there's your hang time of the day. We got to go on board with 35 from Denver, North Carolina. Wow.
Yeah, everybody hide your kids. Hide your kids. You don't want them to see this right here. I mean, look, Bruce has got it kicked all the way to the left.
Wow.
Goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Hang
another
time
angle with 35. It. Another angle. We're going to overtime. Tristan Bruce. And by the way, that's the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum in turn number 2 off the short shoot of the 2nd turn, heading to the back straightaway, and that's where he crashed into Lamperti. North Carolina, Argentina crash here to force overtime with about 3 hours and 9 minutes in to the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Watch this again. Oh, wow.
I mean, Bruce.
I think he got nervous, Jacob. I think he got nervous. I think he thought J.D. Larson was going to get to his driver inside, and it just caused a panic there for a minute. From another angle, watch Larson. The Army-looking colored car right there on Bruce, and Bruce checked up, and then he gets into Lamperti.
Yeah, I mean, that could have been a big factor in that. You saw right there with the wing how it was. These cars very, very aero-dependent. Could have played a big factor in it. You saw Bruce try to kick it all the way to the left. Yeah, J.D. Larson was coming on the inside, but I think the arrow just absolutely, it did not allow that 35 to make that left-hand turn that it needed to get into the quarter. And Lamperti was just trying to get away from him, go around him, get away from him the best that he could. And unfortunately, it just didn't turn enough. And then, bam, there they go.
Let's check in with Malik Ray. He sits in the number 3 spot right now as we move into overtime. Malik, it's always great to grab a word with you, my friend, whenever you run these big iRacing majors. Had problems earlier in the race, but you have rallied. You put yourself in a good spot to win this thing for NASRA. Your take of what's it going to take to get it done?
The front 2 wrecking each other. As you saw, I did not mind letting the 23 by. I'm gonna just let him. I have a pretty good idea of how it's gonna turn out. So I'm
You
gonna
a
just
guy
stay
that
right
runs
here.
these? Or Malik, do you run these open wheel cars a lot, man, or is this something different for
Absolutely
you
not.
as well?
Absolutely not. I don't know what to.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I just now found out of what the weight jacker and stuff does. So like I'm still learning like as we speak.
Malik, you struggled though. Was it learning curves from the bad luck earlier in the race to put yourself now in this catapult to try to win?
Yes, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what any of the ARB stuff, the ARB, the weight jacker, any of that stuff. I'm just out here, I'm winging it.
Jacob, we got anything as we get ready for overtime from 22nd to 3rd for Malik Ray as we get the one to go?
Yeah, I love that comment right there. He's basically just winging it and just going for it, actually. But, Malik, obviously, we remember all the way back, obviously, with the NASRA 500 with you and Kyler Wedd. And ironically enough, you and Kyler Wedd start right beside one another. Are we feeling like there may be a little bit of history right here between both of you guys once again?
No, that's my dog. That's my dog. I don't have any issues with him at all.
He said, that's my dog. Malik, go get him, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you, man.
And are you running the 600 later this afternoon as well?
Yes, sir. I will be there in an hour.
So what does Malik Ray do? What does Malik Ray do to energize himself for another 600 miles?
It would be Chick-fil-A, but Chick-fil-A is closed, so
yes,
maybe
it is.
Chipotle, maybe? I'm not sure.
Chipotle. Oh, yeah, I figured that would make you run to the bathroom.
Nah, I'll be all right, man.
I love Malik Ray. He's so cool. Chipotle, hot, spicy, Jacob, Taco Bell. Anybody that ever gets Taco Bell's got to run to the, they got to run for the border after, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but that's why they call it Taco Hell. I mean, there you go. That's why they call it that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for overtime, number 1. Overtime in the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Would you have it any other way? Green, white, checker. And look at our buddy. Gone. Off the Boozy into turn 1. Ray is second around our Druso and wins on the outside.
Ray dives down to the inside lane now. Druso up on the top side trying to get the run. Akabusi trying to get away. So a couple of them hitting the wall coming off of turn number 2. Everybody trying to get into the draft. Trying to get any run that they possibly can. Here comes Druso down to the inside. He's going for the lead.
Days of what Joseph Newgarden did, and now Facundo Arduzo in the lead. Arduzo around Akabusi. Akabusi now working, slithering, snaking with Ray and Win. It's go time. White flag in the air. 1 to go. Presented by Darren's Detail and Shine. 1 to go. They're in turn 1. Who's going to win it?
Akabusi tries to get around. He will reassume the lead. Arduzo may try to get the slingshot pass and do it on the back stretch or do it on the front stretch. Hamilton Akabusi for the final time. Down the back chute, he leads, but will he come out on top at the start-finish line?
They slither from top to bottom around every inch of the speedway to the west end of the short chute into 3 and 4. Closing into the final 8th mile. Now quarter mile off turn 4. Arduzo's got to make his move on Akabusi. Akabusi going high, going low. Arduzo to the bottom at the photo finish. 0.2 of a second. Hamilton Akabusi, you're a winner of the first ever NASRA ServPro Indy 500.
Good Lord.
Hamilton Akabusi wins over Arduzo at 0.02 tenths of a second from my time and in scoring. Unbelievable. Wow. Watch this. All of that great racing for 500 miles came down to this last blur at the start-finish line for a photo finish. How damn close was that? Are you not entertained? NASRA once again, Jacob Reeves performs another phenomenal iracing finish.
Wesley, I'm speechless.
Wow.
I mean, that was absolutely wild right there. Arduso tried to make a run. He tried to get whatever draft, whatever speed he could. He just ran out of time. If it would have been like the start-finish line at Talladega, Arduso would have had him. But the start-finish line just wasn't far enough down to turn one. And Hamilton Akabuzi gets the win here tonight.
Time of race, 3 hours and 15 minutes with a shot at overtime. And Hamilton Akabuzi, he is the first ever winner of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. Here's the results as Hamilton Akabuzi, Facundo Arduso, Malik Ray, the podium. We're going to talk to him in just a moment. Christian McCrally, how about him getting busted on a penalty? He comes back to finish in fourth. And Kyler Wynn from Canada, a solid top five. Brian Shue, Cole Larson, Jackson Bice, Brian Pino, George Jewell, Jacob Reeves, the top 10 proudly represented for new entries and our NASRA brethren as well.
Absolutely. Another NASRA brethren that we have, J.D. Larson comes home in the 11th spot with Huck Wigginton. Very quiet night for him, started dead last. He comes home with a 12th place finish here, last one to finish on the lead lap. Tristan Bruce, saw him a while ago get airborne. He gets 13th here tonight with Latoro Lamperti finishing in the 14th spot. Gerald Poole 15th. Austin Green will finish in the 16th spot with Ivan Lissandro will finish in the 17th spot. Aaron Smith will finish 18th with Nick Seipel finishing 19th. And MDW, the young man, Matthew David Wood, will finish 20th.
How about a tough break for him? Andrew Harris, 21st. Isaac Bevan, 22nd. Shane Trotter, 23rd. Cameron Craighead, who was very talented earlier, the 16-year-old who led the first 100 miles. He's now 24th. Christopher McCullough, the Georgia man, struggled here in the IndyCar event. He finishes 25th. Michael Wingo, 26th. The showman, Octavio Rondoletto, things just did not go well for the man out of Argentina for Flamin' Karma. He got involved in the first ServPro caution. He never recovered from there, 27th. Michael Barksdale, 28th. And Brady LaBeouf, by the way, was race control for the 28 drivers. Now, by the way, there were a total of 39 entries for the attempt to try to make the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. For you 10 that backed out, shame on you, Jacob Reeves. They had this one awesome humdinger. Look at the last lap one more time. Can we go to full speed? Watch this one more time, Jacob Reeves. Set it up for us. Hamilton Akabuzi winning, and he had to hold off Arduso to do so.
Yeah, there you see it right there with Akabuzi. Just right there keeps it down on the bottom side. And then right behind him, Arduso, check it out, all the way to the bottom, tried to be able to put the block. Arduso right there at the line, just that close right there. I mean, I don't know what else, honestly, Arduso could have done to try to get around Akabuzi. It was just a little bit too late, just that much, just a very, very tiny smidge too late for Arduso, but still put up one of a hell of a finish, one of the best finishes we've ever seen.
By the way, 0.7 of a second when timing and scoring updates. It's 0.007. Akabuzi over Arduso and Malik Ray. We're taking a break from Indy, and we're going to talk to the podium after first ever greatest spectacle in virtual sim racing for NASRA is in the books. Open wheel style. What a job. Akabuzi wins here for NASRA's Indy 500.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
back here at the world's greatest race course in Indianapolis, and the inaugural Indy ServPro 500 for NASRA is over. Hamilton Akabuzi is the inaugural winner from New Jersey. What a battle there. Dominant scoring had me by 0.2 on the update for us. It doesn't go to the thousandth of a second. 7 thousandths over the victory between the driver for Hamilton Akabuzi and Facundo Arduzo. And Hamilton, I gotta ask you, man, was the setup to let Arduzo take the lead on the white flag so you could, spiral around him there on the coming to the checkered flag? Was that the move that you needed to make? And obviously, your take of being the first ever NASRA sanctioned open wheel Indy 500 winner.
Yeah, that's part of it. I knew I could get back by going into one. It happened earlier, and I did the same. So I felt pretty confident in that. But it's also just pretty hard to keep the lead on a restart for how big of runs people get on you. So my best chance, instead of fighting really hard the lap before, is to let him go by. It's very easy to repass the leader here. So yeah, that was the main thing at the finish there.
Jacob Reeves, are you there?
We good? Yeah. See, yeah. Well, heck, I've been drinking so much water, I end up having to go to the bathroom, but I keep on turning my mic off. But anyway, that's beside the point. Hamilton, buddy. I mean, fantastic race right there. Would you classify that as one of the closest finishes that you've ever been a part of, or one of the more memorable finishes that you've ever been a part of?
It's a pretty good finish, but you get a lot of those here at Indy. You get a lot of really close finishes like that. Yeah, it's rare you see a race decided by more than a tenth unless it's like a fuel save or something. But yeah, definitely a good finish. Put on a good show. I think would have been better without all the cautions, so we could actually get some racing done towards the end there. But yeah, it's fun.
Why do you feel like there was a lot of cautions here, Hamilton? Do you feel like it was just because of lack of experience, not knowing the cars? I mean, hell, even Malik Ray said he was talking about things he didn't even know could do or what could do, not do. And obviously, this was a new experience for the NASRA sanctioned body as well.
Yeah, I think just that's how restarts always are. You see it in real life as well, but especially with 2 wide restarts, everyone's just very bunched up. If people see we're on the last 10 laps, they get very desperate. So that leads to all those cautions. But even throughout the race, when it's hot, if you aren't paying attention, you make a little mistake, you tap the wall, it'll send you spinning around, which leads, I think that was how most of them happened, just people overdriving. Yeah, you get a lot of guys who probably aren't used to the car that much, and so it happens. But yeah.
Well, listen, this is a special day for NASRA. We're about to go another 600 miles coming up in Charlotte in about 90 minutes' time, but this is a special event, and I bring in the president of NASRA, Mr. Brady LaBeouf, to obviously acknowledge you as the inaugural winner. Brady LaBeouf, if you got any words for our first step. Did he leave? I think he did. Wow. Okay. Holy cow, the boss man jumped away.
So much for that.
Wow. I know we got a lot going on. There might be things looking at the finish of it, but normally Brady, acknowledges everybody. And obviously, I guess I'll have to say as the chief announcer for the NASRA 360 Racing Network, buddy, congratulations to you. Are we going to see you run Charlotte next? And obviously, thank your sponsors.
Nah, I'm a little busy later, but I go to a movie. But yeah, I would maybe love to run that, but yeah, not this time. And then I guess Fiercely Ford, you gotta run for IndyCar prototypes, all that type of stuff. Yeah, shout out y'all for putting this on, and I had a lot of fun.
Now the P1 DOCast entry for Fiercely Ford, the number 32 Chevrolet Delara IR18 from Jersey City, New Jersey. Hamilton Akabuzi is the inaugural winner of the NASRA sanctioned ServPro Indy 500. Thanks for your time. Let's go down to the man in second. And it is Facundo Arduzo from Argentina. And our buddy Octavio Rondeletto is going to be the translator to the driver who's very widely popular in racing up in Argentina. And Arduzo will settle for second. Well, Arduso, your take of running this first time with NASRA, what was your take of the race? And obviously, what would you have done different to try to come back to win this thing over
Good night, guys.
Akabuzi?
Facu, bueno, es tu primera vez en la NASRA. Bueno, te dan la bienvenida. ¿Y qué hubieras hecho distinto, siendo la primera vez, para haberle ganado a Hamilton?
Buenas tardes, muchas gracias. La pasé espectacular. Fue una linda medida con Hamilton. Hubiese apretado más rápido el botón para que el weight jacker quede negativo. Es lo único. No me reprocho nada en lo que hice.
Good. Well, he said hello, guys, and he had a great time running the race, and he would push faster the button that he had to put the weight jacker negative, and that's the only thing he would do different. Just that.
Jacob.
And I mean, Fasando, I'll ask you this. I ask you the same question that Wesley was asking as well with with our winner. What do you think might have caused all the cautions that we saw tonight? Was it lack of experience, or was it the car? Because I've raced these cars. Granted, I'm not the best at them, but they are a handful to drive. I mean, which was it? Was it the lack of experience or the car?
Bueno, Facu, ¿qué pensás vos de por qué hubo tantas amarillas? Más allá de que es un auto bastante controlable, ¿qué crees que ha sido? ¿La falta de experiencia?
Creo que faltó paciencia en algunos pilotos para que no haya tantas amarillas y que la estrategia se pueda ver un poco más a lo largo de esta carrera tan larga. Así que me parece que faltó que controlen más el ritmo de carrera, sean más pacientes para transitar las 200 vueltas.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Octavio. My bad.
It was maybe a lack of patience from some drivers. It was a long race, and it will be great to see how the strategies go. And I mean, it was a long race, 200 laps, and it will be great to see what happened with the strategy.
Now, listen, I see Lamperti. I see Rondeletto's name on the entry list. Arduso, are we going to see you run 600 miles at Charlotte next?
Paco, ¿vamos a verte en las 600 millas de Charlotte?
¿Hoy?
Sí.
Okay. No sé si puedo por el horario. Déjame ver si me puedo ordenar para aprenderme.
He will try. He don't know because he have to solve his timings, but he will see.
There we go. All right. Well, before he lets him go, please let Arduso thank his sponsors, Facundo Arduso, and Octavio Rondeletto, our buddy there. Octavio, I'll bring you in real quickly, man. You struggled. What was the issues? Were you brought out the first caution? Did you never just recoup after that, my friend?
I had a problem with my connection. I think I was going straight in the backstretch, and I don't know why I had a lag problem in the game.
You think when you should have zagged, maybe? Is that what you're saying?
I got a lag problem, and I was trapped in the wall. I don't know what happened because I really was patient. But well,
right.
And I had that problem, and then I couldn't exit the pits. I don't know why, but the game said, "Okay, you're trapped in the pits. I don't know if you have the repairs done or not. I will not let you by." I don't know. I had to be spotted.
Well, we'll remember next time to say Facundo Arduso. Definitely, he'll finish in the second spot. And thank you, Malik. Thank you, Octavio Rondeletto, for being the man doing the interpreting for him. Please thank your sponsors real quick.
Bueno, Facu, dale gracias a los sponsors y cerramos.
Mandale un fuerte abrazo a todos los de la categoría, a todo el Byte 500 y gracias, la pasé espectacular.
Thanks
que sea la primera de muchas.
Thanks to all the category, to Byte 500, our team, and the sponsors, Colino Performance Products, Atlético Rafaela, Fórmula Sim, Data Pro, to our team members, Ramiro, our Ivan, Lautaro, Jerry for he was racing with us.
Octavio.
To me, and thank guys for. I will see you in the next one.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be running in the Cup race and the 87 Cup race, by the way. And of course, that is Facundo Arduzo. He'll finish second. Malik Ray, we chatted with you. You said Akabuzi, Arduzo, they've got to crash for me to win this thing. You'll settle for a podium. Nothing wrong with bronze. And your take of this race here today at Indy.
I'm just happy I got third. I was just trying to make sure I didn't overdrive it because I don't know how that car is. I don't know what the weight jacker or any of that stuff does. So I was just trying to just drive, I guess I'd say within my means, I guess, because I didn't really know too much. So I just tried to take it conservative. He passed me on the outside off of turn 2, and I mean that's all I had was just third. So I just sat there.
Jacob.
And Malik, I'll ask you this. You come from running this 500 miles here in this Indy car, then you're going to flip flop and run 600 miles in a 87 car, no power steer and all that good stuff. How do you prepare to go from this to what you're going to be racing here in the next couple hours when we go to Charlotte?
Oh, the Charlotte stuff is like the back of my hand. This stuff was what I had to practice for.
Wow.
I mean, I'm an oval driver, bro. So this is I think I've ran maybe 5 IndyCar races in 12 years. So that would be the 5th one right there. Yeah, I don't know anything about that car.
Was this one pretty exciting, Malik? Was this one pretty exciting, buddy? And I'll let you also segue that to thank your sponsors, so you can go get you some Chipotle and get ready for the 600.
Yeah, man, it was nerve wracking, man. It was very nerve wracking. Like I said, I was just trying to just underdrive the whole time because, I didn't want to take anybody out. So
I got you, man. Well, thank your sponsors, and we'll see you we'll see you at Charlotte coming up next, buddy. You're doing the double.
Yes, sir. It'll be Wagner's Welding, and you guys for broadcasting. I appreciate you guys.
Much love to our buddy out of Greenville, South Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Malik Ray. You can also check him out in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series on Tuesday night. Jacob Reeves back in the booth. I'm Wesley Outland. Yes, everybody, we are done. First race done. 500 miles done. Jacob Reeves, Chance Wayne is I'm glad we're done. He needs a body break. You need a body break, buddy? Yes, he does. And Jacob, Hamilton, obviously, Hamilton on Cabruzzi will go down in history as the first ever winner of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. And what a race. I think it was really, really entertaining. And when it's all said and done, obviously, I think we were entertained. For people that might not know anything about open wheel racing on the iRacing NASRA world, I hope we do this for many, many years to come. Hopefully we do it. Another home run, I believe, for the NASRA sanctioned body, my friend.
Yeah, Wesley, I will 100% agree with that. It was a home run, and then we're going to be into a home run, when we get ready for the World 600 that we're going to be having here in the next couple of hours. But, what a finish. What a finish. Photo finish. Barely could capture it. However, it was unbelievable. Absolutely loved it. I love watching IndyCar racing. I always have. The speeds and everything. And plus, like I said before, when cars get tore up, they ain't going to fix them unless you got a fast repair, which a bunch of them did tonight. But that's beside the point. Fantastic race. It was a home run. And we'll see who will etch themselves into history books when we go to Charlotte and win the very first version of NASRA's version of the World 600.
Yeah, and of course, that's in our wheelhouse. We know a lot about the 87 Cup cars, and obviously that was back during the Gen 3 era. The next gen car, obviously, we did the Great American Sim Race in Daytona, obviously won by Kyler Wynn. Now you put Kyler Wynn, now you put Malik Ray in their wheelhouse, if you will. Their experience, and of course, then it's going to be really fun to see what goes down. We're going to grab a lunch, a quick snack. You do the same as well. Dean Hopton, I would be remiss, though, my friend, if you don't give your final take synopsis, if you will, of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500, my friend. I know it's like 3 o'clock in Brisbane, Australia, morning time, but you're just one of the damn best in the business. And a lot of people don't realize it was a 3-man crew handling this massive broadcast production. We're going to get a quick rest, and we're going to come back and go 600 miles next.
Thank you, Wes. I just point the cameras in the right direction. Of course, you guys are the voices behind the curtain. Well, in front of the curtain as well too tonight. But of course, the main gladiators, of course, was Hamilton, Adorso, and Malik Ray getting themselves the bubbly stuff on the podium steps there, gentlemen. But of course, we have more action coming up as well too. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and then also you'll get that notification to say, guess what? We're going old school. And I don't think Jacob Reeves was born, or maybe you, Wesley, around these cars were back in the day. Of course, I remember tuning in the TV when I was a little kid there, and static images and things like that you get. No, actually, I have no idea. But looking forward to it. The Chevrolet Luminas, the Oldsmobiles, the Buicks, all of them, the Ford Thunderbirds, they're all coming up later on this afternoon. By the way, that is about an hour and 15 minutes from right now. Thanks for those that are listening on the radio. We'll go back to the Titletown Music Archive until we come back at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and of course on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. The archives will be available for NASRA at 360 Racing Network on YouTube, and of course on wearecrn.com. Jacob Reeves, your final take, buddy, of the race, and now we get ready for Charlotte. Indy did not disappoint, man. We leave you with the final last lap of this race. And you close us out, my friend. Man, it was a fun time working with you. We make iRacing history again under the NASRA banner.
Yes, Wesley. I mean, absolutely a pleasure working with you, and as well with the Australian Dean Hopton Biggles, as I always call him, buddy. I mean, it was an absolute blast. And I mean, photo finish. I mean, ironically enough, we had a photo finish in the NASRA 500. We had a photo finish here tonight with this or with the ServPro Indy 500. Are we going to get a photo finish in Charlotte? I mean, hell, make for the trifecta. That's what I would think. But certainly it was an absolute blast seeing the speeds and all that. Now we're going to go old school, and I cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out at Charlotte.
This race had a lot of international flair, and I believe the president of NASRA is back with us. Brady LaBeouf, boss, I would be remiss to not let you say any words here. I know normally we enshrine and acknowledge Hamilton Cabrizi. I know he's already left, but if you want to say some words on his behalf, please do. But your final overtake synopsis of the inaugural NASRA ServPro Indy 500. I thought it was highly entertaining, boss.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call at work that popped in, and I heard you talking, and I was like, oh, I got to disconnect. But sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, Hamilton, just great job. Congratulations. First ever Indy 500 presented by NASRA. Thank you for ServPro, Raul Meza, all those guys that came on board to help out with sponsorship. I mean, even if it's just a little bit, everything helps, to give back to these drivers. And we just enjoy doing these special events. We've been doing them for, 5+ years now. And it's fun to kind of get outside of what we do on a week-to-week basis with the trucks, Xfinities, C.O.P.S, ARCA, and whatnot. But yeah, I'm so glad, that we're all able to come together for NASRA and put this on the NASRA 1100, the Indy 500's over, and now we're going to do the World or Coke 600. I don't know. Jacob says World, like Ross Chastain. Everybody says
I say
Coke
World.
600.
I say World.
So everybody's different, but no, congratulations to Hamilton, all the top three and everybody. I thought it was a great race. I mean, it was as real as it could get. We had some cautions, we had some flips, we had some people that are probably still orbiting in space right now from some of those wrecks. So a little bit, we even had green flag pit stops there at the end, before all the chaos ensued. So I hope y'all all enjoyed it. I hope Dean enjoyed it. I know it's not probably exactly the kind of event we wanted to put on for the Indy 500, but to have 28 guys show up and to have, good IndyCar racing going on. I mean, there was a lot of 3 wide. There was a lot of moves, a lot of great driving, I will say, amongst all the drivers that were in the field. So hopefully this is just the start of something that we're going to do annually. I'd like to have it a little bit, further up leading into the Indy 500 instead of after, but I know scheduling kind of, played a role in that this season, but we'll look at that next year. And no, I'm just congrats to Hamilton again, and man, thank you to everybody that made this possible.
He's Brady LaBeouf. We've heard from Jacob Reeves and Dean Hopton, of course. I'm Wesley Outland. We leave you now with that final last lap at the conclusion of the inaugural Indy ServPro NASRA 500. Watch it one more time as they're coming down to the line and they take the white flag as they set it up for us here. And actually, it's coming off of turn 4, that last quarter mile, the setup. Akabuzi making his move up in front. Could he pull out of line? Could he? Could he not? There's the white flag. And there's that last lap as you see that final move inside and outside. Of course, waiting patiently was Hamilton Akabuzi. He knew he needed to get around Facundo Arduzo at the right time. And what flair it was between New Jersey and Argentina and South Carolina and Italy and Canada in the top 5 when it was all said and done. Off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, the west end of the speedway, into 3 and 4, and down to the line. 7 thousandths of a second. Hamilton Akabuzi, the inaugural winner of the NASRA ServPro Indy 500. And we still got 600 miles remaining for Charlotte later on this afternoon. For Brady LaBeouf, Cody Dodd, and everybody at NASRA, go online to North American Sim Racing Association for more details. Also, for Jacob Reeves and producer-director Dean Hopton, I am Wesley Outland. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we're back in an hour for the Coke 600, the World 600, whatever you want to call it. We'll get ready for Charlotte and the 87 Cup cars, and I did not know that they were going to show us on camera one more time. We'll see you later. We will see you later. Good evening from Indianapolis at the world's greatest race course, and again, congratulations to New Jersey's Hamilton Akabuzi, the winner here at Indy.